boy Jeff, or A.K.A. the Cantonese Comic Kid, or A.K.A. the Cantonese Comic King, coming to you with episode 2 of Extreme Nerd Talk, or Extreme Nerd Table. My bad, guys. I get a little confused sometimes. And my guest, or my co-host, whoops, Tim,
Hey.
or A.K.A. Mylar Madness.
Yep, your pal Tim here, Mylar Madness. I'm here in my comic vault, starring live with Mr. Jeff Comic 813, also known as the Cantonese Comic Kid.
Yep.
What's up, fellas? And ladies, if there's ladies out there. How you doing?
we got nobody viewing us right now, but they'll jump in.
That's okay.
They'll hop in.
No big deal.
Yeah, they'll hop in.
They'll watch later.
Yep. So what?
Yeah.
So Tim, what do you think of the Disney Plus so far?
10 million subscribers on day one. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, and then I hear it's running a little ragged too. It's running not so good right now. It's like
a 40 overwhelmed.
Yeah, like what they were saying. They were a couple of friends were saying they were trying to watch The Mandalorian, and it would actually try to load up it would do the load screen, or one of them can't even use the damn app. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, there's just so many people on it right now. I think their servers being overwhelmed. Hey, you know what? It's going to be a great service. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. Yeah. There's lots of good shows to watch. I'm going to guess that all of the other Marvel shows that are on Netflix are going to no longer be on Netflix and be tossed over to the Disney Plus station, especially the Avengers films and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. The Mandalorian, second episode just came out, I think day before yesterday or yesterday.
Friday. So yesterday. Friday.
So it seems to be popular.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. So that's
a lot of people like it. I have my reservations. It didn't grab me first episode. Usually I really want to invest my time in something that's going to grab my attention. Usually, a big battle or something at the beginning just to give us an idea of what the premise of the show is going to be. It was a slow opening, a little boring actually. And then there was just silliness. I guess the guy who's playing the Mandalorian, I don't like the way he carries himself.
Who's playing him anyways? Who's the actor?
Some Spanish guy named Pedro something or other.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. Some Spanish guy. Okay. I don't mean to sound racist. I'm not racist. But it was some guy that I'm not familiar with. He just doesn't seem to be carrying himself well. He seems a little hunched over. I like his voice. His voice is fine. I didn't like the whole cowboy western feel. It felt like they were trying to be like Serenity or Firefly, to have that, western in space. There was a lot of stuff in the background that if you watch, like there was a droid in the background. I said, my God, that must have been the cheapest droid made. It looked like a cardboard box with wheels. It was sad, a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to badmouth it too much, but it was a little underwhelming. I don't know.
Your subscribers that way if we badmouth it. just messing around.
I don't understand why they say, he goes on a mission, no spoilers, but he goes on a mission and he lands in one part of the planet and then he has to learn how to ride this big lizard beast to get to the other side of the planet. Why can't he just fly a spaceship there? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Budget constraints. That's what it was.
Yeah. And then he does have a landing space for his spaceship and he lands. There's plenty of places for him to land, but he lands on the ice, just so they can just kind of like, wrench in the guy he's capturing. Oh, you shouldn't have parked on the ice. There's monsters under the ice. And guess what happens once they take off? A big giant monster that looks like a walrus comes out of the ice. And I'm like, really? There was no other option. It's just for a bounty hunter, he's not very smart. And here's another thing: who said that all Mandalorians are bounty hunters?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Nobody said. Yeah.
And
That's
Boba
a really good question.
Fett, nobody ever said, nobody ever was. He could have been many different races. Doesn't mean he was Mandalorian. He may have stolen that armor.
Yeah, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody ever laid down that rule. There was no rule. Nobody ever said that Boba Fett was Mandalorian. Boba Fett was just someone who had Mandalorian armor. And Mandalorian armor, from my ideology, from what I gathered listening to Star Wars and being in the entire Star Wars universes that were created outside, like in the books and the comics, Mandalorians were extinct many, 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 many years ago, and their armor was what was advanced.
Right.
And it was more like a treasure. You know, finding Mandalorian armor was like a treasure. You know, it wasn't just, you know, just, hey, look, there's a bunch of Mandalorians over there. They all have armor. They all must be bounty hunters. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's Disney for you, man. Just to try to make something make sense.
It's like we want to have a show about Boba Fett, but we don't want to use Boba Fett himself.
Right.
So we're going to create our own character, and he's going to be a bounty hunter. Here's another thing. Have you seen the show, Jeff?
Yeah, I've seen it a little. Yeah, I've seen like first episode. Right. Yeah.
Not a little bit of spoilers here, but there's a scene where he's loading up one of his. Well, I'll call him Bluegill guy.
Yeah.
And he's bringing him on the ship, and the Bluegill guy has to relieve himself, so he's looking for facilities. He's looking for a toilet. Right. And he comes across a whole room full of people frozen in carbonite.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that it's the standard to freeze people in carbonite? If I remember my Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett was concerned whether or not the carbonite would kill Han Solo because he's no good to him dead.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like, wait a minute. Now Disney's pandering to us because carbonite is not the way to transport a criminal.
Well,
it's just not. Now it is. So it's like, I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense. You know, that to me, that is not the way it's supposed to be. I think that Disney is actually just pandering to people who they're like, oh, remember the carbonite? Oh, yes. Remember the Slave One? Oh, yes. Remember Mandalorians? Yeah. Pander.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what fans want, man. You saw? Oh, what do you think of that? The new Sonic trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he looks better. His eyes aren't too close together. Right. Yeah, he looks much better. His legs still look a little kooky, but
but like I said, they were probably not done. You know, done jittily doing it, and then they just threw one out real quick to show people.
No, no, I think they were done, and I think they got the feedback from hell, and it caused them to panic, and they just decided to let's change it up to make the fans happy, because he looked really strange.
At least he did that. At least they did that, so they changed him up a little bit. Where
he looked much better.
He looked a little more closer to it, so.
Yeah. Yep. Little rum. Yes.
Yeah.
No, he looked much better. I really like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey seemed very.
He actually fits.
Yeah.
Like he actually fits as a character too. So as Egg.
Yeah.
So,
am I going to go see it? Probably not.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I've never been a big gamer. I remember when Sega came out, and I remember when Sonic came out, and then I remember when the cartoon came out. And the cartoon just drove me nuts. I didn't like the theme song was crazy. You know, and I used to remember waking up to it, and I was like, "Damn it, I got to listen to this damn theme song," because my kids were watching it at the time. Yeah. It's like waking up to Barney when they were earlier. Oh God, that's crazy. I got so hypnotized by Barney that I actually had you go get me Barney's autograph.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. What's up, Bake? Bake the snake from the Keys. He's from the
What's up,
Keys.
guys?
What's up, man? Oh,
Hello.
hey.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with The Mandalorian. I'm a little more excited about Sonic. Hope all those movies come out. Have you seen Doctor Sleep yet?
Doctor Sleep. I seen the commercial for it.
Yeah,
Or
I was a big Shining fan, and I'm hearing a lot of good things about Doctor Sleep.
mm,
I want to go see that one and check it out.
that'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Um, Other than that, yeah, movie wise, hey, who remembers this TV series? Let's see if you remember this. This is an old throwback action figure from a
Yeah,
company called Art Asylum. Let's see if
I'll
you
put
can
it
see
on you.
this.
Yep, we can see it.
Yep, that's Jessica Alba. Did you even know that she had her own action figure?
Nope.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Dark Angel. I remember that. I remember watching that when I was a
Remember
kid.
Dark Angel?
Yep.
Yep, that's when Jessica Alba was just a baby.
Yeah.
And look at her happy face on the back of the box. She's so happy. Hi, I'm Jessica Alba. I can't smile. But this is a fun little TV show. Only lasted what, 1 or 2 seasons, maybe.
I
So
think
that's kind of cool.
I think
This,
three, and then three started dying down. I think the third. I think it was 3 seasons. I think that I can
this
remember.
came out in 2002.
Wow.
So this is over 15 years old. Looks like
Wow.
it came right off the shelf.
Yep.
Let's see if the motorcycle still works. Nope.
No, the lights still
Battery's
work.
dead.
No, the lights still work on there though.
Oh, the light still works. There he goes. Yep. There's the light.
Mhm.
It used to go room, room, room.
Yeah. They don't go room, room, room no more. It's enough for
Yeah.
the
No
lights
more
to
room,
work.
room, room. Yeah. So yeah. And then I got my beaker.
Hmm.
Hi, everybody. It's Beaker. Me, me,
Yeah.
me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, me, me.
Well, the Beck seems to be excited.
Yeah, that's another thing. I wish they would stop exploring corners that don't need to be explored. It's a baby that is spoilers. It's a baby that is supposedly the same race as Yoda, which they hadn't even mentioned the name of the race yet that I know of, unless I was sleeping and I didn't catch it. But it's not Yoda. I know that for a fact. It's just another youngling that's supposed to be 50 years old. So you're
Yeah, I
telling
saw.
me
I
that
saw
they
it.
ate
What
that
the hell is
slow?
that?
I'm like, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He's 50 and yet he's this tiny little baby. That makes no sense. How long was the gestation period? I mean, this little infant obviously needs some sort of parenting to take care of itself. So I think that's just a silly premise. You know, I can understand, making a few years to where the little Yodas are up and walking around, just these little tiny little baby infants for 50 years. That
Well,
made no sense.
he's telling you he remembered Dark Angel. Remember Jessica?
Yep. Jessica Alba. Yeah.
I thought this
Yeah.
was funny.
Jessica Alba.
Oh, not that one. Hold on, let me find that
Oh,
comment
yeah.
here.
See, Connie fell asleep halfway through it.
Yeah.
Not a good sign, Connie. Not a good sign.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said on another website. I said it's Lone Wolf and Cub, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I get that feeling. It's like, oh boy, here we go. We've got a warrior and we've got a child.
Well, Connie got a question. Connie got a question for us.
Bunsen.
Where's Bunsen?
Oh,
yeah, Beaker.
Beaker.
No, you had the Beaker, but where's Bunsen?
Oh, I don't have Bunsen Honeydew. He never came out in this size. I do have a smaller Bunsen though that goes with the regular Muppet size. This, for some reason, they only made like 4 of the 12-inch size of the Muppets. They had I think it was Kermit, Miss Piggy, Beaker, and I think it was Gonzo. And I happened to snag myself a Beaker. Me. Yeah, I understand that he was almost 1,000 years old when he died. It just seems like that the adolescent age should be less than 50 years old, even though it's 1,000 years. I get it. It's kind of like let me see, like a turtle. Okay, a turtle stays immature and tiny for only about 6 months, and then it's grown into an actual turtle. But then the rest of its life, it can live up to 120. Some turtles can live up to 200 years, but they don't stay small and tiny and incapable of functioning for a long period of time. They actually mature into a teen or an adolescent age to where they become self-sufficient very, very quickly, and then they have a long lifespan. And I never pictured Yoda's lifespan to be 100 years being an infant, and then
Right.
he grows up into a. Now that just doesn't make sense. And if that were to happen, how would they survive? How would the Yoda, the Yoda species survive without some sort of parenting or guidance? Being so small and so what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable for such a long period of time. Yeah, that's just, I don't get it. I mean, I want the show to succeed because it's Star Wars. Hey, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've got Star Wars comics. I've got Star Wars action figures. I've got all kinds of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to see some Star Wars? I know you're looking at my crotch. Don't look at my crotch. Here, look at that, guys.
Look.
That's the original.
Yeah,
The Star Wars. Yeah. And what's inside? I'll show you what's inside.
Let's see what's inside.
Woohoo! I've got every Star Wars figure known to man. Look, I've got little Princess Leia. Yep. This is the break apart C-3PO, still in his little baggie. FX7, the medical droid. These are the original ones. Here's the Bespin Cloud Car guy. This is the Man of Color version. Here is Bespin Han Solo. And they all have their weapons. And they all have their paint on them. They're all really good shape. Boy, I got to go through this. This just reminds me about how much work I have to do.
It's not a bad thing. So you can show it off, and then you can actually organize it at the same time.
Here's Prune Face. I'm Prune Face. And I have his cape and everything else. He's just not in a bag. I've got to put him in a bag. But these figures are all in really nice shape. Barely played with. Yada-dee. Yada-da. Yada-dee. Hold on. I mean, I don't know if you can see all that, but I've got all those figures. Oh, got some paperwork there. Those are all the original figures. There you go. And I've got 4 cases. I got 4 of these cases all filled with all the Star Wars figures. This was a little you can get for Jabba. That's his hookah. Jabba's hookah. This was one of those little mail away things that a lot of people forget even came out. But yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff here, man. So much stuff. It'll make your head spin. Yay! Spinning of heads. Shoot, I don't even know where to put this now. I'll stick it up here. Yep. Oh, look. I've got the mail away Salacious Crumb still in the bag. Yep, that's the actual Kenner bag. See the made in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Yep. Never been touched. It's Salacious Crumb. Yeah. So, I mean, Star Wars, man.
Yeah, here
I got it.
Connie said nice collection.
And those are the ones that are not on the card. I have hundreds of figures that are still on the card. I mean, I was a young kid where I would buy 1 or 2 of each figure, and then I'd open one to,
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember telling
Look
grandma.
behind me, guys. I can barely fit in my comic room. You see all these comic guys on TV shows, and they've got like slabs in their offices, but my comic room is like jam packed. This is 15 by 15, and it's to the ceiling of comics and toys and action figures and autographs and um, autographs. You want to talk about some autographs?
Yeah,
I know
why
a
not?
lot of you
Yeah.
guys like to go out to conventions and get celebrity autographs. Now, I know the experience of meeting the celebrity is always nice and pleasant. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they rush you through the autograph line so quickly it feels almost like they're taking your money and giving you a little scratch on an 8x10, and it's sometimes a little underwhelming and it's a little disappointing. Sometimes I like to collect autographs that are offered through. I got a whole box of them here. Hold on.
Yeah, I got
For those of you who are curious about collecting autographs, I showed a few of these last time, but I've got a whole box
right
here of cards. These are baseball cards. And
No,
I don't
you
know if
showed us
you
off
knew this or
air.
not.
You showed me
What's
off
that?
air. I said you showed me off air. You didn't show me
Yeah, I
on
took
air
you
last
off
time.
there. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was showing Jeff last time. Who out there are Alien fans?
We got a bunch of them.
I mean,
That are
Alien.
yeah.
I'm talking about the Alien film. See,
Yep.
in space, no one can. This one's really nice. It's got a little chrome effect to it. But I also have autograph cards from the celebrities. You can purchase these on eBay. Some of them range from $5-6 a piece for the smaller characters to up to, like say for example, if you want to get a Princess Leia autograph card, be prepared to pay at least $600 for an autograph card. Sounds expensive, but she's gone. She's no longer with us. That's what makes collecting autograph cards a little unique too, because it's on unique memorabilia. It's been actually witnessed by whatever card company puts it out. This one here is Upper Deck, which is also Topps, because Topps owns Upper Deck now. Or is it Fleer? Yep, Topps. And this one here is signed by Ian Holm. He's the guy who was the first android and the very first alien, and that's a hand-signed signature. And the cool thing about these cards is you can kind of pick the signature that you like. So if you like hard, you can always get a better signature, because sometimes they rush and sometimes they're nice and slow. Are you a Tom Skerritt fan? There's the captain of the Nostromo. Beautiful card with his headshot there. And what I like about these cards is they're small, very compact, so it's easy to, you don't have to put them in a top loader and you're golden. Then there was a second series, and this series had Yaphet Kotto. That's our favorite guy there from the first Aliens film, who actually went toe-to-toe with the alien for a little bit. He tried his best, but of course he lost. And then you even get behind-the-scenes autographs. Like, this is the actual writer/executive producer. This is Ron Shusett, and he's the guy who actually wrote the screenplay to the original Aliens. And you're never going to get this autograph in the wild. Whether you not know if you know where Ron lives, or whether or not he goes to a convention, which he probably won't. This is a family guy who's way past his prime.
Yeah.
Not going to do a show, but it's a great way to get his autograph. Then from the Aliens film, we've got Carrie Henn. She played Newt.
Mm-hmm.
They mostly come out at night.
Oh yeah, the little girl.
Yeah, and then you got the other characters. You got Cynthia Scott, who played Captain Dietrich. She was one of the strong females that was in the Aliens. And then you remember Spunkmeyer? This is Daniel Cash, who played Spunkmeyer, and he's got a really cool autograph. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of like a little bubbly. And then he's got Private Frost. You didn't see much of Private Frost. He was one of the first guys to die. I don't know if you can see Private Frost.
Yep.
Yep. And then another series came out, and I got Colette Hiller, and she played Corporal Farrow. She was the helicopter pilot, or the not the helicopter, but she was the landing pilot. She's the one that gets kind of destroyed in her pilot seat. She reaches for a gun and it gets her from behind. And then there's another character that you don't even see. Now check this out. In the Aliens film, you don't see this character. You see him in a photograph. In the extras, if you ever watch the Blu-ray and you watch the extras on the Blu-ray, you will see Christopher Henn. This is Carrie Henn's actual real brother, who played her brother in Aliens, who died. You never see him. She's the sole survivor. You never see her little brother, but in the extras, in the deleted scenes, you see a scene with not only her mom and her dad, but her little brother, and Carrie Henn's actual twin brother is there. And you got that's just an incredibly tough autograph to get. And that's just my Aliens, you know. Name a show, Jeff. What show did you like? Or movie?
Well, I probably need Big Trouble, but I don't think you have any Big Troubles in there.
Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah.
You're right. I don't have any Big Trouble in Little China. They made a card series, but that was back before they were doing autograph cards. But let's say you're a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah, I am a Doctor Who fan. So
you know, here's another card that I've got in the same box because he was also in Aliens or Alien. He was John Hurt, and he played the War Doctor, and he's no longer with us either. Wow. But you know, that's an authentic pinned autograph.
Yep.
Of John Hurt. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a little.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right glare.
There. Right there. Yep.
Here's David Tennant's real life wife, and who played his daughter in an episode.
Oh, that's funny.
Jenny. Yep. And there's Georgia.
Did not know that. Did not know that. So that's
cool to learn. If you ever seen this episode with David Tennant, where he gets part of his DNA gets sucked out of his hand. Right. And it creates basically his daughter. It's called The Doctor's Daughter. That's the name of the episode.
Right.
And this is Georgia Moffat. And Georgia Moffat is the daughter of Peter Davison, who played the fifth Doctor in Doctor Who way back in the 80s and the 90s.
That's kind of funny. He married a doctor's daughter.
Yep. So not only did she play his daughter, but she actually is the daughter of a doctor.
Yeah,
and funny. David Tennant married her, and they just welcomed their fifth child. David Tennant has 5 children, and I don't know if you saw in the news today, but David Tennant was awarded hardest working actor in the UK. Great for you, David.
Yeah,
and he deserves it because David Tennant's a phenomenal actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plenty of Doctor Who stuff going to the old school, to the new school, to the movies. Some of those cards would give you pieces of clothes from the movie. Yes, they do. They have what they call relic cards, and they give you little pieces of clothing, little snippets of clothing.
Yeah,
those Leia cards are just going to keep going up. Here's something that's in the news today. Tom Hanks is playing this guy right here.
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
That's Mr. Rogers, and this is a very rare card. This was actually a sports card. And he apparently loved the Penguins, the hockey team. And back in 1993, Mr. Rogers, I'll take it out of the plastic so you can see it, actually had a short signing of these particular cards. So Mr. Rogers is long gone.
Yep.
And now Tom Hanks is playing him in a film.
And he went to school in Orlando, right? It's a school in Orlando or something like that.
Yeah. So there's a little history there.
Yep.
I mean that one little card is probably a $200-300 card.
What else is in that box?
Are you fans of Dennis Leary? There's Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary was in Demolition Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, he was in an HBO series where he played a fireman or a fire chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, these are some strange signings. I mean, you're not going to find Dennis Leary at a sci-fi convention, at least not in the near future. But if you've ever wanted to collect an autograph that was authentic, you didn't have to worry about the authenticity of the card of the signer. These are great ways, and sometimes inexpensive ways. When these first hit, like every year, like there's 2 series every year of every one of the sports cards. Yeah, he served in the Marines and he had tattoos on his forearms. That's why he always wears the sweaters. That's correct, Fred Rogers. Yeah. They say he was a trained killer, but he ended up not going into the military, I believe. So that's all rumor, speculation.
Yeah, and then he was telling you were telling the Dennis Leary show. It was on FX.
Yeah, it was on FX. There you go. That's right. FX. I mean, I have no idea why this card is signed by Orlando Jones. This is called World Champion. Do you know who Orlando Jones is?
Yeah, that's an interesting one in general, man. That's a really interesting one. I've never seen him at a con before, so that'd be an interesting one just to add.
Yep, never been at a con, and it's a mini card, and the mini card was framed in a regular size card, so I'm not sure if you can tell what I mean by a mini card, but if you look at it closely, the actual baseball card is inside this plastic here, and it's this tiny little card. Right. You can see that there's space coming out right there. See it?
Yeah, I see it.
And they framed it into, because these are called matchbox cards, because back in the day, baseball cards used to come in matchboxes.
Yeah.
And you can collect them. And that show was great. And Orlando Jones, I think the only thing that I remember seeing him in was Evolution.
Oh yeah, Evolution. Yeah, the only sci-fi thing that I can remember him in. Yeah,
that's the only sci-fi thing that I remember him in too. So, he was a cool actor, I suppose. I thought it would be cool to have Orlando Jones's autograph. Here's some weird things. Look. Anybody know who that is?
No. Oh, Boy George.
Boy George. Yep. So that's a Boy George autograph. Here you go. Who's that there, Jeff? Can you see it? Hold on, let me get it out.
Yeah. Look like the Karate Kid. No. Okay. Yeah. Now I know who it is. The samurai. From Kill Bill.
Yep. That's Sonny Chiba.
Yep.
That's one of the OG ninjas from back in the 70s. He's been doing kung fu and karate films for decades. And if you remember Kill Bill, he played what was it, Hinoshi or the sword maker?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many cards. Here's one that's really cool. He doesn't even sign anymore.
Who's that?
That's Tim Curry.
Oh yeah. No, he does sign. Yeah, but he'll mail it to you. That's what it is.
He'll mail it to you. Yeah.
And it doesn't. His signature doesn't look like that no more either. So.
Yeah. Well, he had a stroke. We got Ed O'Neill.
Oh yeah.
He's from Married with Children.
Yeah, and Modern Family now.
Modern Family. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the weirdest one you got? What's the weirdest signature you got in that box? Yeah, the weirdest one.
Oh, God. I got so many weird autographs.
I don't even, that's the whole point, is to show us the weird ones.
It would all be what you would consider weird.
Somebody that doesn't really sign at all and is not known for sci-fi stuff, pretty much not known for comic book movies and stuff like that. So
who here remembers Saved by the Bell?
Screech.
How about Lark Voorhees?
Ah, Okay, that's cool.
You know who that is, right?
Yep. That's Screech's crush through the
Yep.
whole damn show.
Yep. So that's just weird.
Yeah.
Here's a weird one. Tom Berenger.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you ever see Platoon
Yeah.
or Americans or Sniper
Yeah.
or gosh, what else has Tom been in? Tom's been in so many things. Gosh. Here's Peter Fonda.
Got a James Hahn autograph card in there?
Actually, I don't. He hasn't done any autographed cards yet. When he does, I will grab it. Here's Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh, that's cool.
You know who Lou Diamond Phillips is, yeah?
Yep. Did La Bamba. I
there you go. Yeah, there you go. Oh, here's a weird one. How about Tony Basil?
Tony Basil. That's somebody I don't know.
Tony Basil is a singer, but she's more of a writer slash composer slash dancer.
So she's
Tony Basil.
So she's like why can't I think of her name right now? The one that did American Idol.
No, she's well, like she could be a judge on American Idol. Yeah. Do you remember a song? Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind.
Yeah,
that's her. That's her cheerleader girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she went on. She's a producer and a choreographer. She's choreographed some of the music videos. La Bamba was one of my favorite movies. Yeah, Mickey, there you go. Yeah.
Who's in the chat? Steve's in the chat.
What's up, Steve? Here's somebody that I had a crush on back in the day.
Oh boy.
This is Tatum O'Neal. Yeah.
I can't think. I know I recognize the name, but I can't think of what was she in.
Well, her dad is Ryan O'Neal, and Ryan O'Neal was a big actor in the 70s and the 80s, from being in a movie with Barbra Streisand called The Main Event, to being in Tatum O'Neal is the youngest actress ever to win an Academy Award, and she won it for she was in it with her dad, and I think it was called Paper Moon. It's an old 70s film, and she was also in Bad News Bears. She was the female in Bad News Bears when she was like 9.
Steve got you. Steve goes, "Oh, Bad News Bears."
There you go. There you go.
Steve, you want to see any autograph cards? Say in the chat if you want to see any autograph cards.
Here's Patty Duke. She's no longer with us, and she had her own television show, Patty Duke Show, where she played 2 characters. She played played herself, and then she played her distant cousin from across the pond, from London.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, she played 2 roles. She did that years and years and years before Hannah Montana.
So that's where Hannah Montana got it from.
Yeah,
that's where Molly got it from. Then
here's my boy Billy Zane. Everybody loves a little Billy Zane.
Yep. Oh,
Phantom.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Yep, the Phantom. Yep.
Oh, here's a comic book related one.
Okay.
This one is Ashley Scott. Can you name who she is?
Ashley Scott. No. All right. Let's see if the chat can.
Who was Ashley Scott? What famous? What not famous? It only lasted 1 season. But what TV show was Ashley Scott the lead of? Related to Batman? Nope.
Oh,
yes. Yes, Billy Zane was in Titanic. He was fantastic in Titanic.
Yeah. Let's see. That a big
Parent Trap? Yep. Oh, here's Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Billy Zane was fantastic in Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, he was.
Ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers. That's my favorite line from Tales from the Crypt. It's hilarious. I'm sorry, were we not supposed to curse? Too bad.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yep. Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws, and this actually has a piece of his cap in it from the Jaws movie.
I've never seen him at a con. Have you? I've never seen.
He does conventions, but very unique conventions. He was in Tampa for the Shark Convention.
Ah.
Yeah, it was Shark Week, and there was a yep. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is a pretty girl.
Yeah.
This is Selma Blair.
Oh, Hobby's in the chat. Conquistador.
Hey, Hobby, what's up? I can go on for days because I have so many of these damn cards.
Go ahead, man. It's all you.
Yeah. But
what movies are in the box? Anyways.
What's what?
What movies are in the box? What type of movies are in the box? Do you remember?
In this particular box, there was there's Aliens, and then there's a set called American Pie, and it's not the American Pie film, but it's Americana, really, and it's got just really strange autographs from different people.
Show that off. I'm curious about that one.
Okay, this is an American Pie card. This is put out by Donruss. This is Bridget Nielsen.
That's what I thought it was. Red Sonja.
Red Sonja. There you go.
Yeah.
Bridget Nielsen. Cobra.
Yeah.
Rocky IV.
Mm-hmm. And the new Creed movie.
Here's one you won't get. Here's Alexa Penavega.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you know who that is?
I've seen the face before. I just can't pin where I've seen her before. Turn
her into a 12-year-old.
Okay.
She's the girl from Spy Kids.
Oh, okay.
She's the young female lead from Spy Kids.
Oh, okay. See, that's one that I didn't even know.
Yeah. They even have astronauts. This is Edgar Mitchell.
Wow.
Edgar Mitchell was one of the astronauts for the I think it was the Voyager? He was the sixth man to walk on the moon. Edgar Mitchell.
Sixth? You don't got the first one? You got the sixth one?
Yeah. He's expensive. And in order to get Neil Armstrong, it's about $1,200 to get his autograph card. This one you can get for about $120. Ooh, Spawn fanatics.
Oh yeah, Spawn. Yeah.
DB Sweeney. You know who that is? In the movie Spawn.
He played the husband, right? The husband of the black lady? Yeah.
He's Al Simmons' best friend who ends up marrying his wife. Yeah. Oh, here we go. For you classic rappers out there, we got Reverend Run from Run DMC.
That's cool. That's a cool one.
Isn't that cool? When are you going to meet these guys? You're never going to meet these guys. Every once in a while, you'll be able to meet DMC out there. He's actually a comic book artist. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's a DMC is a writer. He written a comic too.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. That's Joan Collins.
Well, she was she actually looked decent.
That was back when she was in Dallas and she looked decent. Yeah. Here we go. We've got Ed McMahon.
Oh.
Johnny Carson, you're hilarious.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Yeah, he's long gone.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke. He was in Iron Man 2.
Iron Man, the wrestler. Yeah.
The wrestler.
He's the one. He's one that you won't get, I think, at any cons at all.
Yeah, he won't be going to any cons anytime soon.
Nope.
If you're a fan of that '70s show, we got Laura Prepon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon?
yeah.
This one here is another one of those fabric cards
Ah,
that they were talking about, and that's Elliot Gould.
oh, that's cool.
Elliot Gould was in the original MASH movie.
Oh yeah,
He was actually in the TV show Friends. I believe he played Ross's and his sister's father.
oh, that's cool.
Yep. Among lots of other things that he's done. Elliot's been around a long time. Oh, this one's kind of cool for you comedy fans out there. That's Leslie Nielsen
Oh,
from the Naked Gun films.
no, yeah. That's one you would never get again.
Yep, you're not going to find him anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These cards you can get them from people who have passed away when they signed back in the day. I mean, this one here was signed.
How much is that one going for, anyways, Tim? How much is that one going for now?
This one was in 2011. This is Leslie Nielsen. You probably can pick him up for about $60.
Damn, that's cheap.
When I
compared to
when I got him, I think I paid $4.
Oh, okay. But that's still cheap compared to some of them. Like some of them are 200 to more, you know. So
well, this one just skyrocketed. That's Peter Tork of the Monkees.
Ah.
And of course, when he passed away, give people a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Steve's in the chat. I see Conquistadors in the chat. What's up, guys? I sent you guys link. So if you guys want to hop in, come on and hop in if you guys want. If you guys are free. So.
Now, talking about comics, sometimes I've got so many comics in my comic room, I can't get to the comics that I want to get signed. And I'm not a big person about getting my signed comic books CGC'd and stuff like that. I really can care less.
Yeah.
I just like meeting these people and trying to give a little bit of commentary to them about thank you for helping me get through my childhood and sometimes even my adulthood.
Actually, you gave me that inspiration of not grading everything. Signing it and just beating them is already cool enough. So
yeah. But I was looking for a way to get my autographs much simpler instead of having to find my comic that I want to get signed. And I get frustrated when I can't find it because I've got too many boxes lying around. So I went online on eBay and I had this guy who actually prints up these really cool cards. And as you can see, it's formed like a speech bubble. And it's called Comic Book Greats. And you can actually document on the back, who the name is and little notes like what show it was and the date that you actually got the card from. I don't do it on all the cards.
That's cool.
But that's Dave Dorman. He is a beautiful painter, cover painter. All those old Star Wars books from Dark Horse, a lot of those covers were done by Dave Dorman. And this is a great and easy way to get an autograph. And you know what? Even the people who sign and they charge like $5 a book, they've never charged me to get these little cards signed. So
that's cool. So now we know.
And then Mike, this guy's name is Mike Lilly. He's another interior artist. He's an inker, and notice how he did a little sketch of Batman.
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Free sketch of Batman on a Mike Lilly card. There you go.
Looked like a finger almost.
Yep. Here's Rags Morales.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
2016, right? That's when the signature was?
2016, yep. There's Andy Smith. 16. Cool. Here's a really hard autograph to get. That's Ko Pham. Korean, I believe.
Ah. That's a weird one. That's actually an interesting one. Signature.
Yeah. Trying to look for some. Here, John Bogdanov. Big Superman fan.
That's cool.
Tom Grummett, another Superman.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Some of these people I've forgotten. Oh, look, David Finch, and he drew a little Batman signal.
That's cool. Did he charge you for that or no?
Nope.
That's cool.
Ty Templeton. If you don't know who Ty Templeton is, he worked on all those Batman Adventure comic books. Ty Templeton pretty much did the cover of the first Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Dave Englehart.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, Sergio Carello.
Yeah, not related to Perillo, right?
No, not Perillo. But that's just a great way to get,
autographs.
That's an actual sketch. This is Mort Walker. He's the guy who actually draws Beetle Bailey.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's Beetle there.
What? Explain who Beetle Bailey is. Some of these guys are new collectors, so they might not know who Beetle Bailey is.
Beetle Bailey is a comic strip in the newspaper. I mean, if you've ever read Beetle Bailey, he's the private, and he's always being harassed by Sarge, and he's having to peel a lot of potatoes. He's in the daily news strips, and he's in the Sunday papers.
Yeah.
Back in the day when comics were in newspapers.
I remember. Yeah.
And,
it was a small, skinny guy. And it was a fat guy. I remember.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I even got one of these cards. Who's that guy? He's a funny one.
That is a funny one.
That's when I was in a stage play called Damn Yankees. And I played a character called Sahovic. He was a real estate agent who played baseball on the side for the ladies.
Yeah, I got another one I got a question for you, Tim. You used to be a mascot, right? How was that? Yeah. How was that working as a mascot in general?
I'm still a mascot. I still do mascot work to this day.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Yes, part of it. I'm an actor, and I take advantage of every kind of gig in the Tampa Bay area. And at one point in time, I was a mascot for Busch Gardens. Actually, I was the very first Fabian the amphibian for Adventure Island. So if you were ever a little kid and you used to come to Adventure Island and you used to give the big green lizard a hug, how you doing? That was me.
Steve might know. Yeah, so I know you were at the Rays for a little bit too.
And then, of course, eventually made my way into Major League Soccer, where here in the Tampa Bay area, we had a team called the Tampa Bay Mutiny.
Right.
And I was Max the Bat for 4 years for the Tampa Bay Mutiny, all the way up until they ended. And then from the Tampa Bay Mutiny, I went over to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and I was with them when they were the Devil Rays, and I was with them when they changed their name to the Rays.
Yeah.
I was years as Raymond, and I was their lead Raymond, and I did all the home games and the All-Star game.
You told me a really funny story before, and I think it's really funny where you were a little you were in the I think you were still in the Rays or whatever. You were walking away, and then these kids were asking for autographs from the players, but didn't ask you for autograph. You should tell that story.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I always know what it's like to be a celebrity sitting at a table getting an autograph, because at one point in time, we were told never to sign autographs because it would create too much of a kerfuffle. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to sign an autograph for this kid, and signed a baseball. And before you know it, there was a line that went all the way up from section A, all the way down at the bottom, all the way up the stairs, and all the way down the side of one whole seating area, Raymond James. And I ended up sitting there for about an hour and a half signing autographs until everybody got their ball signed or their shirt signed, or sometimes I even signed, popcorn buckets. Whatever they wanted signed, I signed. And Raymond had his own autograph. Whoever was in Raymond at the time, you had your own individualized autograph. So I can always tell my autograph from every other Raymond that there is, because there's something unique that I do to the autograph. That happened to me with both Max the Bat and with Raymond. I love making people happy, and I'll stay there to the bitter end until everybody walked away with an autograph. I can care less what the institution was. Maybe that's the reason why I was only there for 2 years.
and had that girl take over for you for the race.
Yeah. Well, Kelly came from the minor leagues in basketball. She was over with the Magic. And my partner and I, who we used to do Raymond, because there's two of us, we used to do Raymond together, and we were a business partner. Raymond's an outside hire. He's not. He's still part of the team. If we were to win the World Series, Raymond gets a World Series ring. Just FYI. Yeah, we don't get the full-fledged diamond. We get the cubic zirconia version, but we still get a ring.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice to get.
And I left 2 years before Kelly went and got her American League ring. So, yeah, Kelly got lucky, but she also suffered at the end there, too.
Yeah.
You got the embarrassing dismissal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's always I thought those stories were fun. That's why I want you to tell them so that they know.
Yeah. See? Yeah. I'm originally a professional actor. It's what I do for a living. If you guys want to come and join me out at Pirate Water Taxi out on on downtown Tampa by the convention center. It's those little yellow boats, the pontoon boats that go up and down the Hillsborough River and give people rides. We're going to be out there for a festival of lights. We're going to have carolers on the boats singing and entertaining people, and I'll be playing Buddy's brother, Bucky the elf. Yeah, there's 5 of us.
Oh boy!
Everybody knows Buddy the elf. He's the fan who made the movie. Everybody knows Buddy the elf. And then there was Barry, Becky, Brody, and Bucky, and we're all related, and we all have to follow in the shadow and the footsteps of Buddy. I'm a river elf.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's why I'm clean shaven.
Yeah, you're the Florida elf, and that's why you cut your nails this time.
Yeah, I still got one nail left. I just find it easy to go through my comic books with.
Oh, okay.
So it's when it breaks, it breaks. But yeah, that's a real nail, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but that's.
Yeah.
I had to grow my nails long for a Halloween event because I didn't want to be fake. I didn't want to put on fake nails, so I started growing them way back in February. So by the time Halloween came, that's what I had.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when you were growing them out. Oh, and what?
Very creepy.
Yeah.
You know, it's just part.
All right, Tim.
For you comic book fans out there.
Ooh.
That is the first appearance of Robin.
Hold on.
It's a nice little Robin action figure.
You got it signed by somebody.
That's Jerry Robinson.
Ah.
Jerry Robinson is the creator of Robin. He's the one who actually created Robin, not Bob Kane. Jerry Robinson.
I thought it was the other guy, not Bob Kane, but the other one, Bill Finger. I thought it was
Bill Finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Robinson.
Oh, okay, so Robinson's the one that
Bill Finger did Batman and the Joker.
Okay. Yeah, so really Bob Kane didn't really do anything, really. He was just kind of didn't do anything.
Yeah,
made Batman who he is, made Batman big, but because if you see the original pictures, you know, it's like,
Well, you gotta. There's an argument there because when you have a writer of a book and they come up with a concept and they try to create a character, the writer is building the personality of the character, and then the artist comes along and gives a rendition of the character, and it gives them shape and form, like Steve Ditko to Stan Lee, who created the character. Well, Stan Lee had the conception of it, the idea of a Spider-Man.
Okay.
And then Steve Ditko actually put pen to paper and created an image of what Spider-Man would look like. And he made that iconic Spider-Man uniform. And who created Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's the argument for Batman too, for Bill Finger and Bob Kane. So yeah, but it's just Bill Finger got the short end of the stick. Everybody says, So
I mean, I could sit here right now and say, hey, how about Shark Giraffe? That's who it is, Shark Giraffe. And I just created myself a character called Shark Giraffe.
Right.
Sounds cool. You know, it's a giraffe in a shark costume.
Yeah.
You know, he dresses up at night in a shark to scare away all of those apex predators, even though he is nothing more than a herbivore. Now I'm creating a backstory.
Yeah.
So we've got a giraffe who dresses up at night into a shark costume, and he scares away all of those apex predators because he's a herbivore. And the reason why he does it is because both his parents were killed by lions.
That's actually not a bad one. That's actually cool.
Now, of
cool
course, the giraffe mortal enemy is he's a hyena and he laughs a lot.
Why does it sound so familiar? It sounds like Batman.
Doesn't it? See, now all I have to do now is ask an artist to put pen to paper and physically create the character, and there you go. I just created a character, Shark Giraffe.
Yeah, Shark Giraffe. Well, yeah, I can see your point. I can see your point there. So that's pretty cool.
Who created Spider-Man?
Right.
Anybody can say it.
Right.
Yeah. Who created Batman?
Right. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all I can say is that they all worked hard and got paid very little back in the day.
Yeah,
to create these iconic characters that we all enjoy to this day. So, you know.
Read anything new, Tim?
Read anything new?
Mm-hmm.
I have been so busy. The only thing that I read was Money Shot. That was funny.
Yeah. What you think?
I don't normally comics, but for some reason, Money Shot grabbed my attention, and it was hilarious.
I thought so. I thought it would.
Yeah,
I read it too.
That was a really fun book.
Yep. That's the same guy that does.
Boston's putting out a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. They're the ones that do. The guy that wrote the Money Shot one is the one that does. What was it? Hack and Slash. He's the one that created Hack and Slash. Tim.
Okay. Tim Seeley. Yeah. Well, he's
the other book that I really hate his is the Dark Red one.
Oh yeah.
The Dark Red and the other one. The White Widow.
Oh.
Like I said, White Widow art's great in that damn book, man, but the story is hot garbage, man.
Here's a nice one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a nice one. Oh. I know Javi and all them are gonna like that. And
number one.
And Hialeah and all them, Robert, all them. Yeah.
I just had it lying here for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like I've got this one lying here.
Godzilla. Do you do Avatar?
Special. He's just lying here for some reason. I've got stuff lying all over the place.
Yeah, like I do, man. I got stuff all over here too. So I got stuff.
Don't judge me.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Okay.
But these were on clearance, so I grabbed them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge you. I won't judge you, but I don't know if these guys will.
DC superhero girls action figures. Dude.
You couldn't beat that, man. $2.
Got the whole set.
Yeah, you can't beat that for $2.
Can't beat it for $2.
Yeah, nope.
You want to see an ugly figure?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think anybody ever pictured Angelina Jolie to look like this.
Yeah, that's really funky. Hold on, let me make you bigger so you can show off how ugly that thing is.
For those of you out there who remembers Toy Fair magazine, that was published by Wizard, this was one of the free mail-away action figures that you can get. This was the Playmate Tomb Raider.
I can see why it's free and why it was called Playmate.
I still have the box out. They mailed it to me in.
That's pretty funny. I've never mailed away for anything. That's pretty interesting. I've never mailed away for any of that stuff.
Oh, you never mailed away for any of those action figures back in the day when they had all the free action figures and all you had to do was pay for their shipping and handling?
Nope.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mom never let me. My mom never let me do that. Too much room. Look, Javi got something to say.
I want the Godzilla versus the Avengers that came out in the 70s. Yeah, those were some cool books from Marvel. There was a storyline where they actually were Shield shrunk down Godzilla, and he became a little tiny Godzilla. And then he started getting a little bit bigger at a time. And there was this one moment where he was about the same size as Thor.
Oh boy!
So the Avengers were there. It was actually the Champions. The Champions were there too. The Avengers, Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan.
Dum Doogie.
Yeah, he was in charge of trying to go after Godzilla. They're still using Dum Dum Dugan in that same fashion where he's hunting down monsters because he's got his creature commandos.
Oh yeah,
so he's still kind of in charge of those monster guys in Marvel. So those Marvel Godzilla books 1 through 24, I believe, those were some fantastic books. Not only that, but the interiors were penciled by Herb Trimpe. Herb Trimpe is the creator of Wolverine.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's something cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you are a big Wolverine fan and you wanted to meet Herb for that short period of time when he was doing conventions,
our friend,
I got my Godzilla #1 signed by him.
Yeah. My friend.
Everybody was going through the line, getting their Hulk 181s and getting their Wolverine #1 signed, and I was like, I got my Godzilla.
Yeah. You wanted to be different. You want to be I know how it is, man. You want to be the different guy. You want to be the guy that's different.
I'm always different.
Yeah, that's why I learned it from you. That's why I collect the indies more than anything else. Yeah, I don't.
When I was born, really that's the first thing the doctor said. When I was born, usually the doctor says it's a boy or it's a girl. When I was born, the doctor said, "Well, this is different."
Hey, Tim, there was a point in time where Marvel had comics that were like picture framed, right? Like picture frame looking books, like covers, looking covers. So what's so special about those covers?
Those were anniversary covers.
Okay.
I believe those were the Marvel 30th anniversary covers or the 25th anniversary covers. Every time they had one of those
covers. Yeah, they were called picture frame covers, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm. They'd have a headshot of the character like Captain America or Daredevil, and then on the outside of the frame of the comic book were just all the Marvel characters, and it looked like it was a picture frame.
Right. And there was another set of them that were like almost like an action shot that were picture framed, right?
Yep, those two. Yep. They did them several years, so there's a lot of different years that you can collect for those picture framed comics from Marvel. They just recently did them just this last year because it was the 80th birthday.
Right. One of the friends on YouTube was asking like somebody should do a video on those picture frame books. So
I mean,
first person I thought it was you that could do a video justice like that. So
I could probably pull all those books from my collection. I've got most of them. There's a couple that are very hard to find. I know that there's I've got the Ewoks one, the ones from Star Comics, Marvel's a kids line from back in the day.
Right.
There's a Care Bears one that's really hard to find. I mean, there's probably less than 1,200 copies of that printed in existence.
Like I said, you're the best person to explain something like that because I didn't even know there was a Care Bear one. Like you just told me, I didn't even know there was a Care Bear box frame.
Yeah, I've got the Droids one, and I've got like 2 others from the Star universe that had the picture framed from the. I think it would say it's the 30th anniversary or 40th or 50th. It was one of those back in the day. Because they've done it for different anniversaries. That's just what Marvel does. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think of what DC's doing with the covers?
Like the acetate covers?
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Yeah, the acetate covers.
You know what? They're keeping the price at $3.99, so I'm not going to argue with it. Okay. I'm not sure how long they're going to last because they're made out of a very cheap plastic.
Right.
That's going to get very brittle.
Right.
The first thing you're going to see is you're going to see breakage at the staples.
Mm.
So where the staples go through the plastic to attach the acetate to the regular comic, those are going to break really quick. So 10 years from now, 15 years from now,
Weren't there
those staples are going to pull through.
Wasn't there acetate covers previous, like in the 90s? Weren't there like acetate covers?
Well,
Something similar.
if you really look, the all chromium covers
Uh-huh.
are very similar to the acetate covers.
Oh, okay.
It's just what they printed on it.
Oh,
so
like this one over here.
Yeah.
Like that, like this.
Yep. Well, that one there is just a chrome cover. That's just a foil cover.
Oh, okay.
So that's regular paper with foil on top of the paper. So those should last longer because there's actual strength in the paper.
Right.
Paper is fibrous. It's woven together, so it makes it stronger. Plastic is not fibrous. Plastic is bonded at the molecular level, so it sticks. But when the plastic degrades, it gets brittle. So there's no woven area for that paper to, when paper gets older, paper's still woven. It can get brittle and it can lose a lot of its flexibility, but it'll still be woven. It's still strong. But plastic starts to break down, and that acetate will break down and it'll stick. It'll melt.
I got another question. Would the acetate turn yellow, like you know how action figures? So it would do that.
Oh yeah. If you look at your old chromium books, you're going to start seeing a yellowing of your chromium books.
Okay.
Same thing, because that's pretty much all a chromium book is an acetate cover with shining ink on the interiors that comes through the acetate to give it that 3D effect.
Right. Another one. What do you think of the G5, or what is it? The DC G5 thing? What do
Generation
you think
5 coming from DC. It hasn't been confirmed yet, so I'm not exactly sure where they're going to be going with the books. Whether or not it's the new characters they're going to be representing the Black Label books, the G5 books, or whether or not it's the older characters that are going to be. I get the feeling that if they do it, it'll be more the senior characters like Batman, Clark Kent, Superman.
So the Trinity, pretty much. The Trinity is probably going to get that.
I can see them being all Black Label books, being more for the adult, and then having the regular comic books being like Luke Fox and Jonathan Kent, and Cassie for Wonder Woman, and this new Green Lantern. Who here picked up Far Sector? A lot of people pick up Far Sector.
I purposely didn't pick it up, but I don't regret.
I heard it's a decent story.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't regret not picking it up because I'm picking up my favorite stuff now. Like you told me before, pick up what you want, pick up what you collect, and pick up. So because if you want to get grails, that's the only way to do that. If you only pick up what you like, to stop picking up what you don't like.
Eventually, you'll fill that grail up, and you'll have another grail.
Yeah, like always.
Always. Yeah. It'll never end. Don't ever think that your collection will come to an end. That's not what's going to happen. You will continue collecting and coming to comic book shops, and you will buy books.
Yeah. Mine's probably gonna end up like yours. They're like 2 rooms filled with books eventually. But that's gonna eventually happen.
Oh, I bet you Steve's got a lot of books.
Yeah. Well, no, he sends a lot of books out more than he keeps books. He AOKs a lot of them though. So
yeah, he seems like a very generous guy. That's very cool that he does that.
Yeah, he is. He's really nice, and he's out. Yeah. We always ask. Yeah, he's always asking about you, so that's always cool.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll have weekends off, and I could actually go hunting with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be cool. I'll call you up whenever we do that, and then we'll meet up at Big Top or something, or we'll meet up somewhere. We'll meet up at my house or his house. Yeah. Yeah, because it was, like I said, I'm doing this show because not just because for me, but more for you to get your more exposure out to you for the comic book, public to see who you are. Yep, Stay Puff is in the chat.
What people don't realize is I don't know if they knew this or not, but hey guys, how's it going, Stay Puff? I work at 2 different comic book shops, 2 competing comic book shops. Now you normally don't get employees that work at 2 different comic book shops. Normally the boss says you can't work for the other competitor. How can you do that?
So how is it working for Nerd Out, and how's it working for comics and stuff? Well, you can tell it's
Two different shops.
Yeah.
They operate differently. They even sort books differently.
Right.
They both have subs. The discounts are different for each bookstore. The atmospheres are different. Nerd Out's more of an old school bookstore where comics and stuff feels more like a comic parlor,
Right.
where it feels a little bit more clean and just the atmosphere just seems a little bit more high end.
Right.
Even though that at Nerd Out we've got some damn high end books. I mean, we've got a lot of good books. There's value at both stores.
Right.
Comics and Stuff has the biggest dollar bin selection in Tampa.
Right.
I mean, we're talking, gosh, probably almost 100, long boxes of comics.
That's a Perry's place. Perry loves the dollar bins, so that Perry hit up that shop.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. There is gold in their bins. If you ever watch any of my other videos, Haulin' Booty, that's me driving around Tampa and basically pilfering people's dollar bins, because a lot of these comic store owners don't even know what they have in their dollar bins.
Sometimes.
Yeah, most of the time. Well, comic book store owners, they're so busy dealing with the new product coming in and taking care of their customers that once something disappears into their dollar bin books, they don't go back in there hunting for it.
Yeah.
They just don't. Case in point, if you guys watched Comic Tom this past week, what's his name? The guy who owns the comic book store.
Russ.
He was talking about the comic book called Bunker, and I believe that's from Boom, or it was at Oni Press. But he has said he just put a whole run of the Bunker in his 50-cent comic books. He's got 50-cent comic books. And he actually put a challenge out. He was like, for anybody who's interested, I just put a whole run of these bunkers in my 50-cent bins, and I'm not going to go looking for them. They're there. Go get them. And he says, and he goes, that's for the local people in the area. And if you're not local, you can fly in and get them too. Because, it just got options. So, if it's going to be a TV show, if that TV show takes off, that Bunker comic is going to blow up.
Yep.
I think it's already going for like $15 or $20, which is pretty good for a small press book.
Yeah, the funniest one that I thought wasn't gonna go nowhere was The Kitchen. The three ladies. You remember the three? The one book I thought wasn't gonna go nowhere, and that book's worth $20 now. And I'm like, the one I thought
it's cooled off a little bit. The show's come out, I believe, and I think it's got lukewarm reception. Yeah. So kind of cooled off. That's the thing about these speculators, man. You can speculate about a book and it could blow up, but when the series doesn't work out, or if it's not as good as it was, expected. Look at Deadly Class. Deadly Class was already a strong seller as a comic book, even without a TV show. Right. And then when the TV show came out, people got excited. The TV show was decent. I heard. I never saw a single episode.
No, it was great. I liked it. It was actually good. So,
but then it got canceled.
Yeah.
So
not enough views. That's all. Not enough people viewing them.
And I think the number ones, and I think some of the first appearances are still maintaining a particular value. But I mean, those books were still highly printed. I think Deadly Class probably broke 30,000 copies. I'm sure.
All right, Tim, I got a question for you. What do you think? What do you think would fit Saga better if Saga did come out as a show or a movie or a animated show? What do you think?
I would love to see Saga as an adult animated show.
So pretty much like Spawn, what Spawn was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I would like it to be a very, very fantasy-like the old 70s fantasy cartoons, like Rock and Roll or Heavy Metal. Okay. I think Saga would work perfectly in that genre, and it'll bring that whole genre back to the forefront, because it's been a long time since we've seen an adult cartoon that's been made into a motion picture or an ongoing TV series. And I'm not talking about lowbrow humor. I'm talking about pure drama, cartoon that's got some horror in it, that's got some action adventure in it, and lots of sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Javi has a couple of things to say.
Yeah, I haven't seen Deadly Class either, man.
Yeah.
Like I
So
said, I hear it's good. Yeah, I haven't seen Umbrella Academy either. I haven't had time to watch television.
yeah, anything.
I mean, we're burning the candle on both ends over here. So between
Yeah.
3 different jobs and trying to make some sort of impact on YouTube, you
Yeah.
guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
There is no time, and we have to be out here at 10:30 at night talking on YouTube just to get 1 or 2 more subscribers. This is called
Yeah.
working hard for the money.
Yeah. Uh, all right, Tim. Who do you think could play Lady Death if it was live action, and who do you think could play a
Mm.
Vampirella live action?
Mm. Oh,
I'll
two
give
good
you.
questions.
I'll give you a range. I'll give you a range. I'll give you from actors from now and actors from the past. So
Wow, Lady Death. Well, she's got to be very shapely.
mm-hmm.
So she can't be some of the younger actresses that are out there these days. They're very boyish and not as curvy. Um, uh, wow,
Mm-hmm.
see, I'm at the wrong. I'm in the wrong generation.
Mm.
I get to be 50 this year, so the actresses that are coming to mind, you guys probably wouldn't know, and they probably wouldn't want to play them now because they're too old. It'll be old Lady Death with her boobs down to her waist. And I don't mean
I
to
got
sound sexist, but I am.
yeah. All right. I got another one. If Jim Valiant got his Tarot Witch of the Black Rose to go live action, who would you want to play Tarot, and who do you want to play Raven Hex? Those two.
I have no idea. That would be a challenging role for either one of them because it's very sensual. There's a lot to expose,
Right.
as well
So
as a little
would you want to see
demonic.
that as a lot? Like same thing. Would you want to see that as live action, or would you want to see that as like animated, something like Jim would draw every
No,
time?
I think tarot can be live action.
Okay.
Yep, I think it would be like a softcore porn live action. Yeah, I mean it'll be something like Game of Thrones, I would think, but it would be focusing on the witch aspect and the magic aspect of tarot, and she's going on her adventures, and she has her escapades and she has her seduction powers, and it would be a solo show for her. I wouldn't make it a long-term TV show. I would have it as a mini-series.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Steve got one for Vampirella from the 80s.
Phoebe Cates from the 80s. Yes, Phoebe Cates from the 80s would be fantastic. Let me see if I can imagine Phoebe Cates coming out of the swimming pool in Fast Time at Ridgemont High. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that's pretty much Vampy right there.
Yeah.
She's even wearing a red bikini.
Yeah. I thought of one, but it's this generation, and then the past generation it would be, because originally there was a movie in '96. There was a movie, and then it was damn it, I can't remember the actress's name from '96.
Now, another one that can play Vampirella would be the young lady who was in the movie Rocketeer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's her name? She's grown up though. She's very very much more mature now. But
that's okay. A mature, more mature.
She's like I can. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't remember her name, but I want to say it's Courtney something or other.
Mm-hmm.
But she had that same Betty Page haircut in The Rocketeer, and that's very much Vampirella.
Okay. Another one you're gonna laugh at. I'm gonna ask you is, who do you see playing Joseph Michael Linsner's character Dawn? Can you see anybody playing her? Like any actress you can think of?
Yeah, I gotta say, there's a couple of singers out there who probably can play, Dawn. They're very voluptuous. They're very curvy. it's all about the curves right now. So Dawn is a realistic woman. She's not pencil thin like the J. Scott Campbell girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a little full figured. Joseph, that's the way he draws his women. He draws his women a little bit more voluptuous. And a voluptuous pop star could probably play her.
No, that's
because she's
cool.
not super intelligent. She's more wily than anything else. Dawn's more of a trickster. She tricks people. So
more like a Loki type character, almost.
More like a Loki type character, yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing
Lady Death, though. Lady Death, that would be hard to cast. You got a very strong female who's also very shapely.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter.
Pamela Anderson. But Pamela Anderson can't act her way out of a wet paper bag.
Well, all we got to do is paint her anyway. Paint her white, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's all I can think of is the person's going to be, Lady Death is going to be painted completely white or digitally enhanced white. Because originally it was a blonde. It was Hope was blonde. And then she got burnt at the stake.
Hope was blonde.
Yeah. So all we would have to have is a blonde actress play. What about the girl from Kick-Ass? The original girl from Kick-Ass?
Grace Moretz?
Yeah. I think she could.
Yeah, she's grown up quite nicely. She's still a little short.
But
she's
it doesn't matter. Digitally, we could digitally make her taller.
Well, in that case, then we can just digitally create Lady Death. Yeah. I've always tried to picture the voice of Lady Death in my head. Now, there was on Lady Death.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it?
I've seen it. Yeah, I watched it. It's on Amazon.
You remember who did the voice?
It's actually on Amazon. Do you?
Do you know who did the voice for Lady Death? No, I don't. I was just wondering. Anybody out there know who did the voice of the Lady Death animated series or the animated movie?
Javi probably watched it, so he probably might.
Somebody Google it.
Yeah, Javi.
Did you like the voice of Lady Death?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was kind of cool. Now I may watch it again after we get off of here. Because I watched
did you ever see the Vampirella film?
Yeah, it was interesting. Because it was written by the same guy that created her. It was written by damn it. I know these things off the top of my head. It's just I can't think of it right now. It's written by the same guy that created her. Who came up with the name science fiction. They can't think of his name for some reason. But he came up with it, and then he makes an appearance in the movie in the strip club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's actually in the movie, so that's pretty cool. And then what was it? Yeah, and then like I can see a couple actresses playing her. It's just it's gonna be a little weird. There's like a couple of actors playing her though. Like I can see the girl from Friends, with the black hair.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox could. I think she could. Maybe
she's older now.
Yeah, but I mean, when it was in the 90s, if it was I'm talking about back then. But Cox. Let's see. Because I'm thinking of like. What do you think? Like, should it? What type of actress? Like a colored actress? I'm not trying to be racist, but you know what I mean. It's a Hispanic actress.
I don't think it would really matter as long as the person hits the note of the of the character. So as long as we can feel her in the character and she's not projecting anything, I think it'll be fine. That's the problem with most young actors these days. They're not in the moment; they're projecting. It's horrible because none of these actors that are coming from like all these Star Wars films, a lot of these action films, none of them are coming from classically trained schools. A lot of these are people who just happen to have a little bit of ability, talent, and some really good connections. And before you know it, they're in these big blockbuster films. A lot of them are newbies; they've never done anything. I mean, name one film Daisy Ridley did before Star Wars.
Right. No, I can't. I really can't. And then this is what Javi said for you. The actress that voiced Lady
Christine
Death. I think.
Alton.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I think she's an older lady.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think.
but that's like Harley. That's the same thing like Harley Quinn. It's voiced by an
Oh
older lady.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
How you doing, Mr. J?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and
Hello,
everybody
Tittums.
yeah, that's what everybody, you know what I mean? It's like thinking of actresses. Like I thought of one that, but if you guys watch Quantico,
Tara Strong,
yeah,
wasn't it Tara Strong that did Harley Quinn?
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
I met Tara. Tara's a sweet lady. She's a little bit older.
yeah,
Great looking lady still though,
she
and
could
she
play
does a lot of different voices.
honestly, she
She
could
also
play a
does
Lady Death.
Ben 10.
She could do a Lady Death, I think. Live action Lady
Oh,
Death.
I'm sure she can do the voice.
I mean,
Yeah, she
if
can
you
do
were
Sophie.
when she was younger, I mean, she could have. I mean,
Yeah.
even now, Lady Death's mom or something, and but it could be
Hmm.
still cool idea. Just
Yeah.
saying, just throwing stuff
Yep.
out there. Oh, I thought of one, but I can't think of the actress's name. But she's from Javi. Help me look it up. The actress's name is from Quantico, the show Quantico, and she was in
Quantico?
she was in Baywatch, the villain in Baywatch, the new Rock Baywatch. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I
yeah,
never saw that film.
yeah.
I have I made a strong decision where I said I'm tired of these filmmakers and companies stomping all over my memories.
Yeah.
And when I saw Dwayne Johnson as being in Baywatch, now don't get me wrong, I love Dwayne Johnson, I love The Rock,
The Hoff,
but not in Baywatch. Yeah,
yeah, but he's
and
supposed to be
I didn't like the other guy more than anything.
Oh yeah, but he's supposed to be remaking Big Trouble in Little China too. Supposed to be.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah, and Kurt Russell gave him his blessing too. That's pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
See, here's the thing. If you make a cake and it's really good,
yeah,
you don't change the recipe.
Right.
Right? Now, if you make a cake and it sucks, then it deserves to be remade. So, Big Trouble in Little China, leave it alone. Doesn't need to be remade. If you want to revisit Big Trouble in Little China, go out there and buy the Blu-ray and watch Big Trouble in Little China because it's its own thing. You try to remake it, and it's just going to make you not like Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep. And look what Steve said.
Jessica Biel could play them all. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I like me some Jessica Biel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Jessica Alba.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like Jessica Alba too.
Yeah, Alba could play her.
A little hottie.
Yeah, Jessica Alba could play her. Let's see. Trying to think of other actresses.
He was the Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah. She was. Yeah, but a lot of people said that stuff wasn't good. The Fantastic Four movies. So.
Her and Chris Evans, boy, they look like
Yeah.
And even in the new Fantastic Four film, they still didn't look like brother and sister.
Well, yeah, because the Johnny Stone was African American, was was Michael B. Jordan. In the new one.
Yeah, Man of Color. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have nothing against it. I was just saying that's kind of funny.
Again, if they're delicious with the original recipe, why are you changing? The reason why I have some is for the fact that these big company people, that it's not racist. You may think that it's this, that, or the other. That's who I meant him. Yeah, right on. Jessica Alba. That Jessica Biel. Yes, Jessica Biel. I like Jessica Biel too. Yeah. She was good too. Yeah. But yeah, these companies, they're pandering to people, and these young people, these millennials and Gen Zs or whatever you want to call them, they're just eating it up. They're popcorn munchers. These people go to movies to watch explosions. They go to see explosions, giant robots.
Yeah.
They don't see anything. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm a nerd, that I go and see in all these great movies. I've seen a lot of movies that I enjoyed that are basically summer blockbusters that are great to turn your brain off and enjoy. But
one thing
it takes you out of the film when you're told, you know what I'm saying? It takes you out of the film when you're told that these two people are brother and sister, and you're looking at them and you're going, yeah, they don't look like brother and sister.
Yeah. I got one that's what was it? I have I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say, but I forgot. Yeah. I'll think of it in a few minutes. But it was, like I said, it's pretty. Go ahead, Tim.
Right. I don't like moments in films that take you out of the moment. Like we were just talking about The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they showed the Carbonite in his cargo hold with all the people that he had captured.
Spoilers.
That took me out of the film. Took me out of the film. Spoilers. That took me out of the TV show. It took me out. Why? Because every bounty hunter now uses Carbonite? No. Did you not listen? Did you not watch Empire Strikes Back, where it said that this is an experiment, that even says that he might even die?
Mm-hmm.
Han Solo may not survive. He's no good to me dead. Come on. Boba Fett has that line. He's no good to me dead. Don't worry. The Empire will, they'll pay you. They'll compensate you for him. It was an unusual way of capturing him. It was what they had on Cloud City. Are you telling me that they have to go to Cloud City now every time they capture somebody to put them in Carbonite? That makes no sense. Nope. Carbonite is used to transport goods like vegetables.
Oh yeah.
And things that need to be transported, to maintain their freshness. Yeah. Not just everybody that gets captured. That's just Disney's way of saying, "Hey, you nerds, remember Carbonite?" Pandering 101.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Disney.
Not for kids. This show's not for kids. Our show's not for kids. That's what I meant.
Sorry. I just hate it when these big companies do that.
You're good.
Let me tell you something. This is what's getting me riled up. The new Star Wars that's coming out, right? The Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, when it shows Kylo Ren and Rey in the old throne room of the Emperors on the last Death Star, that Death Star blew up. That exploded into 1,000,000 little fractured little tiny pieces. Plus it floated into space. Do you know how things exist in space? And then it re-entered the atmosphere. Have you ever seen something go into an atmosphere? This should not be survived. It should not be on the surface. And to see them standing there in that throne room, that pisses me off. That pisses me off to no end. Do you know why? Because they're basically going back and they're saying, "Hey guys, remember when Luke and Darth Vader were standing in this position? Ooh, now we're pandering to you with the original trilogy."
Yeah.
F you, Disney.
Well, yeah, but what I thought was kind of messed up was how Disney dropped it on the same day that Stan passed. Like they dropped what was it? They dropped Disney Plus on the same day. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird.
Well, Disney has their member berries. Disney has their way of treating people.
Mm-hmm.
They just fire people. Look what they did to LucasArts. Oh my God.
Yeah.
LucasArts was one of the original video game creators. And as soon as they bought the Star Wars property, like a few months passed, and all of a sudden everybody was worried. What's going to happen to LucasArts? Are they going to make any more games? Are they going to make any more, Rogue Squadron games or anything like that?
Yeah.
Nope. They fired all the employees. They sent them all home. No more LucasArts. That's Disney. But buy tickets. I'm sorry. That's what bothers me a little bit. I love creator-owned projects, and I will support creator-owned till the day I die. I mean, I just like people who maintain control of their property. You know, the Walking Dead TV show and the Walking Dead comic book.
What do you think of that exactly? What do you?
You know, I think that the Walking Dead TV show pays homage to the comic book. Right. I think they've done a great job, an excellent job. Has it been stretched out longer than it should? Yeah. I mean, season 2 was hard to get through. Season 3 was better. A couple of episodes, I think it was season 5 was a difficult one to get through. I liked it when they were on the run. Yeah, they made Luke an old salty dude. They certainly did, man. They just basically took his basic characteristics that made him who he was and just changed him for the sake of their narrative. And no, they don't get to do that with the characters that have been basically they've been set in stone. I mean, even Mark Hamill himself came out and said, he goes, this is not something Luke would do. Luke was a source of inspiration and positivity in the universe. He's not going to sulk, and he's not going to wield his weapon against his nephew. What? Are you kidding me? No way.
Yeah.
It subverted my expectation. It also gave me hemorrhoids. It was so clenchy and cringy. Oh my God. There's 1,000 other people on YouTube that heard this same exact argument. I've never had my rant. I've never ranted about Star Wars. I'm not going to start now.
I'm
not going to start now. Sorry. It's too much. Yeah, gender swapping everything. You know what? Just be original and create new freaking characters. You want strong women? Just be strong women. Let me tell you something. The director of the new Terminator, was saying, "Oh, this strong female character is going to scare the hell out of you." And I was like, "Oh wow, this is really intimidating. This is going to be a great film. They're actually going to give us something new, something we haven't seen before." It's the same damn script. Terminator comes from the future. It's no longer part of, it's no longer part of the same organization. Yeah. It's not Cyberdyne Systems.
Right.
Now it's another organization. Mm-hmm. And they come back in the past to kill. Spoilers. Hey.
Hey, it's your boy, Randall.
Yeah, here comes Randall.
Coming in at the last minute. What's up, Randall?
Yeah.
How much time do we have left?
We got plenty. Whatever you want to talk about right now, man.
Oh, awesome.
I was going on about Terminator.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was going on about Terminator and how the director promised us that this was going to be an all-new version of the Terminator, and that we were going to get a whole new direction for a whole new trilogy, and this new Terminator is going to scare the hell out of you.
Hey, William C. Rollis is in here too. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I haven't seen the new Terminator. I think I'm going to wait for. I mean, I'm tight with money. If I had money, I'd go see it. Well, two things. If I had money and time, I would go see it. Mm-hmm. But I have neither.
Now, the female that plays the cyborg, the one that plays the half human, half enhanced. Good performer. She's a fantastic.
She's a great actress.
She's a decent actress. She sold me. Of course, some of the action was a little bit. I don't like it when they do stunts and things that aren't realistic.
Yeah.
Like a backflip over a truck that's moving at 60 miles an hour. Yeah. There's just no. I'm sorry. That takes me out of the film.
Wait, I just noticed something. Sorry to cut you off. But the wizard, the comic wizard, looks different.
Yes. I'm in elf mode.
You're in elf mode. That's awesome. Real quick, I want to say hi to Steve Whiting because he said hi on here.
Yeah.
So hey, Steve, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah, we got William.
No, I'm glad William's on here. I love William.
Yeah. Well, I do too.
We should see. I'm on my phone, so I can't see everybody. I can't see the comments. I can't see the.
Yeah,
Wow.
thankfully I'm using this like microphone, not microphone, like cam, like webcam. I'm using a webcam. I'm using I got my desktop, my screen on here. I've learned from the last time we talked to click on the live comments, so now I can see like everybody commenting and I can interact better.
Good.
I'm wondering if I can find that on my. No, I can't see it.
Yeah, you should be able to do it on your phone too.
Too late. It's already an hour and 45 minutes in. I'll find out next time.
Next
All
time,
right.
yeah.
Let's talk about something awesome.
You mean Disney Plus?
Yeah, you read my mind, Jeff. You read my mind. Yes. Disney Plus.
I'll let you talk about it since you have it.
Neither one of you guys have it.
Nope.
No, I've got access to it.
I got access to it too. I just don't. I haven't used it yet.
Okay. Oh, dude, it launched what, Tuesday?
Yeah, on the same day that same day that Stan Lee passed too.
It launched Tuesday, and I remember Monday evening, like around 12:30, which was technically Tuesday morning at this point. 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m. I went onto my Roku and I was able to sign on because everyone was like, "Oh, it's not going to be available until like 6 a.m." And they started doing early access. So I did like a live video on my personal Facebook page, and I was running down like the list of all the different series that they have,
Yeah, I saw.
Confused Dorks. Yeah. What's up, dude? Hey. Yo, I see you. And see, look, I got the live comments. I can say hi to people.
Yeah.
I'm improving, like Jeff, like Mr. Wong. But yeah, no. Gosh, man, there's a lot of great content on there. Gargoyles, right? Gargoyles, amazing series. It's so weird because like online they talk about how the show is trending, but if you go on Disney Plus, they actually have like a section of like movies and TV series, basically anything on Disney Plus. They have their own trending section. So they were showing like Little Mermaid was trending, Moana was trending. Avengers Endgame was trending, but no gargoyles. So it's weird how the internet is like, oh, it's trending, but Disney itself is not saying it's trending. But Greg Weisman, he's mentioned about, because he worked on the series. He currently is the showrunner. He works on the series of Young Justice at DC Universe. But he's already talking about like, hey, I'm interested in doing a revival or at least a new series for Gargoyles, which would be awesome. The big problem with DC Universe right now, sorry, Disney Plus, I'm getting mixed up. The big problem with Disney Plus right now is that their episodes are out of order. So like, for example, somebody posted like Darkwing Duck, watching the first episode of Darkwing Duck. And when I saw like the name of the episode, I'm like, that's not the first episode. I literally went through IMDb and I looked at what the first episode was. And then I started scrolling through the episodes of Darkwing Duck, looking for like what number is the first episode listed as. It's listed as episode 29. So Disney Plus currently does not have their shit together.
Well, could it be because that they're using digital media and they uploaded the digital media onto their streaming service, and by using the digital media, that their episodes are all out of order?
There's only two ways I think that they screwed this up on. Either they're using an algorithm AI, like an AI is basically the one that's loading the episodes on there, or you just have like really dumb people that don't care what order the episodes are on. They rushed it and they're like, okay, we have all the episodes on there, but now you don't have them in order. I literally went on Twitter and I said, yo, loving all the content on Disney Plus, but is there any way you can get, TV episodes in order? Maybe you can hire someone or get one of your employees to go on IMDb and run down the list and then go back and put the orders, episodes in order. Or, so there was no or. I was like, you could do that. And I even said, I used like a Jeremy Renner gif where like you see Jeremy Renner and he's like, come on. But like at the end of it, I'm like, I know you guys can do it. If Netflix can do it, I know you guys can do it. And then I was hoping like maybe a bunch of people would be like liking it and retweeting it. And then Disney Plus would be like, oh shit, we better get our shit in order. We don't want Netflix looking better than us.
Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of the Disney cartoons that get produced and are placed on Blu-ray or DVD, they never give you the episodes in order. It's always out of order.
I think you're right. But I will say this: I have the Darkwing Duck Volume 1, and the very first couple episodes are legit. The first episodes that were aired. So
right. That's the one that was season 1, right?
Yeah, season 1.
Yep, but before that, there were other compilations of Darkwing Duck that were just story-driven. And they came out on DVDs with 4 or 5 episodes per DVD.
Yeah. They did that with the Spider-Man the Animated Series. Like, remember when they had the Spider-Man Venom DVD? Like, they're not going to give you the whole season of Venom. They're only going to give you the episodes with Venom in it, and then like a bonus episode here and there. I hated when they did that because it's like people wanted all the episodes. They want the whole seasons.
They wanted all the episodes. Absolutely.
But there's so much stuff on there, man. And the cool thing I do like that Disney Plus is doing is, for example, Avengers, not Endgame, Avengers Infinity War. So they have Infinity War on there, but you can't watch it. They just have it listed on there, right? And but it says on there when you click on it, it says on there will release or will air on a date. So Disney is literally like confirming, like, listen, you'll be able to watch this at this date. It will be on the streaming network at this date. So they're doing that with Infinity War. They're doing it with Black Panther. And then like 1 or 2 other. Ant-Man and the Wasp. So those are the 3 Marvel movies that are available right now.
They have to take it off of Netflix because Netflix still has them. So when
they have
Netflix
them until those dates. Yeah,
when Netflix drops it, that's when it's going to go on.
When the contract is over with, Disney gets it. And then apparently Disney Plus is.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. That's what we were talking about.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys were talking about earlier. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There was that. What else? I've been watching. I have to give it a proper mention here. I actually kind of enjoyed the Avengers animated series from the 90s, the Avengers United They Stand, because I feel like it was loosely. Huh?
Yeah, I love that series.
Yeah. I felt like it was loosely based off of Kurt Busiek and George Perez's run, just slightly altered. Like they didn't have like Thor, Iron Man, Cap as the main members of the team.
Ant-Man, Vision.
Yeah, I liked that Ant-Man was the leader of the team.
Tigra?
Huh?
Tigra?
Yeah. Believe it or not, the Avengers team, the only member of the Avengers team that hasn't made it into the MCU cinematic universe is Tigress.
Yeah.
And Wonder Man. Wonder Man and Tigress are the two.
Although they did mention him.
Huh?
They did mention Wonder Man.
Oh, yeah. They did mention it. In fact, I think he's like in the background.
He's in a poster.
Yeah.
It's the movie poster.
Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion is supposed to be like Wonder Man or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a movie star as well. So it's like a
that's who he is in the comic book. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, technically we haven't physically seen them, technically. Tigress and Wonder Man, but everybody else. So like Falcon is on the show, Hawkeye is on the show. What else? Scarlet Witch, which her big line on the
Tigra, not Tigress.
Huh?
It's Tigra, not Tigress.
Yeah, sorry. Tigra.
Tigress is from She-Ra. You've been watching She-Ra.
All right. Got the question for you, Randall. How has it been loading for you, and how have you had issues like just watching through a movie, just watching through something?
The only issue I had was on Tuesday.
Okay.
When I was trying to watch The Mandalorian.
Okay.
It wasn't loading up. So then I tried to put on Gargoyles, and that also wasn't loading up.
Okay.
And then I put on Avengers, the United They Stand, and that no problems with that, no issues with that. Okay. So I said, okay, I'll watch it. But yeah, no issues. It's been running smooth. I'm behind. I haven't watched Mandalorian, the second episode yet. Okay. But first episode, wonderful. I mean, I remember as a kid, I was like, I want a Star Wars live action television series, and we finally have one. We finally have one, and it's good. They put a lot of money into it. I hear it's like $15 between $15 and $20 million per episode is the budget per episode.
Well, hearing from Tim, it doesn't sound like it because they're gonna.
You don't like it, Tim?
I don't see the money being spent in it. No,
Yeah.
some of the special effects are horrible. Some of the backdrops are horrible.
What?
The droids in the background, the people's costumes are horrible.
No.
They got to remember they're shooting it in high def. We can see every little detail, and
That's
you can
coming
see
from actors.
makeup on people. It's
That's
makeup.
coming from actors.
It's not them being dirty. It's makeup. I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. I really am not digging it.
I will say this though. I will say this because you are an actor and you've worked in the industry, so you're more familiar with picking up and noticing those details. As a viewer myself, who
Normie.
doesn't really look
That's
for
a-
those details,
That's a normie.
I didn't see what you see. I did not see what you
So-
saw. So like I don't think
how
I was
about this,
affected or
Randall?
bothered me as much.
How about this, Randall? How do you feel about all Mandalorians being bounty hunters?
Well, I mean, it's still early in the season. You know, there's got to be like,
Do you understand what I mean by that?
there's got to be a
Yeah,
Mandalorian that's like out there fishing, and he's like, I'm not a bounty hunter. I
Well,
just like,
let me ask you this. They never once said Boba Fett was Mandalorian. Boba Fett was Boba Fett with Mandalorian armor.
right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay,
And-
and what about the whole Baby Yoda thing? Sorry, spoilers if you haven't watched it yet.
Spoilers. Yeah,
But
yeah. I was
we still
I was
still
not
don't
agreeing
know
with
the
the
name of Yoda's
50-year-old.
species, which is why everyone keeps referring to it as Baby Yoda, because we know it's not Yoda,
Yeah. It's not Yoda. It's just a species of Yoda.
right? Which is still not
They haven't
determined.
even named it yet.
That's the one good thing about the show is hopefully they will finally give Yoda's species a name.
I don't want them to. It's going to take
It's
away the
gonna be-
mysticism of Yoda.
It's gonna be Yoda. That's what it is. It's gonna be Yoda
Some
species.
things you should not know. It's like
Yeah.
taking a dump. You don't have to look at it going down the toilet when you flush it. You just know it's there and it's going to go bye-bye.
How else will you take pride in what you've created?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So pretty much you didn't have no issues with Disney Plus? Except
No.
for the first day?
Oh well, real quick, I want to see here. William said something.
Which one? This one?
Let's see here. Sorry, I got this thing blocking the way.
No, you're good. I'm bringing them up on the screen if you want.
Batman Anime did a lot of villain group DVDs. Yes, they did. Oh yeah, definitely did their fair share.
yeah. Yep.
Baby wives all over Facebook anyway. Been spoiled already. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean Disney. Oh man, there's. Oh, here's a couple other things that I liked. Okay, so I went to. They have different sections, right? You got your Disney section. You have
Right.
Pixar, Star
Right.
Wars, Marvel, right? Which
Right.
I actually predicted that they were going to do that. I predicted that like Disney has enough content now that they can just line up different sections, and you click on the section and you can just watch all the content from that specific section. And so when you go through Pixar, I like that they did this. You go scroll all the way to the bottom. They have everything Pixar related released in order. So like if I want to watch the very first thing that Pixar ever created, and then the second, third, fourth release, if I want to watch it in that particular order, I can just scroll down there and click on all of them and then watch them. So like, they'll have like Toy Story and then A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, like they had all that stuff lined up, which I thought was really cool. I believe they did the same thing with Marvel. They have like Spider-Woman, the animated series, which I remember seeing like commercials for, or like the intro, but I never actually watched an episode. So it's cool that I can go on there and I can watch all of the Spider-Woman series. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I never got to watch all of those, so I get to watch all that now. I mentioned Avengers, United They Stand. God, that theme song, man.
This is what makes me angry.
Huh?
What makes me angry is now that Disney has all these on live streaming, we're not going to see Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on DVD or Blu-ray. We're not going to see, Gargoyles re-released on Blu-ray. I get that feeling we're not going to get access to these to personally own them. We'll have to subscribe to Disney.
Never underestimate third-party companies, because you have companies like Shout that like, you know, they could license it from Disney and say, hey, we would like to put out physical copies of this and we'll pay you if you let us do this. And then not to mention, they actually have programs, or they have like a thing set up where they can actually tell all the people who like follow and are fans of Shout, and they will say, hey, we have the possibility of getting this made into Blu-ray. Would you be interested? Yes or no? And if you want to support, you can prepay, you can throw money down so we can raise the money and use that money to have these copies made physically. Like I know Shout does that. So hopefully maybe
and they've done that before in the past. They've actually made series in the past that they've put money down for. Totally understand that. But now that there's a live streaming service, not a lot of people, believe it or not, there are more and more people out there that are joining the minimalism society where they don't have to actually own a copy. They just want to see it.
Oh, yeah. But then you have your hardcore collectors who are now learning that physical media is kind of like slowly disappearing. So it's almost like, you know, like records and vinyl records. Like you have these collectors now that are going to go out of their way to make sure that they get the physical copies of the physical media. Like examples of like, here's a good example. I have a buddy of mine who loved the live action Double Dragon movie, right? The one with Scott Wolf and oh shit, how did I forget this guy's name? He was in the recent John Wick movie.
Oh, the bald one. The
Costco.
Yeah,
Mark
Costco. Yes. There you go. You got it. So both of them live action, right? Double Dragon movie, out of print. Can't find it, right? And you know what happens when something goes out of print? Money. You know, now people who have it are like, you know, hey, we know this is hard to get. $30, $40, $50. Hell, I wanted to get the Swamp Thing animated series on DVD out of print. I go on eBay to look for it, 50, 60, $70. You know, and me as a diehard DC fan, I know, like, as you can see in the background, I got all these DVDs behind me. You know, I have to add that to my collection. I like to get the Spider-Man, the 1967 animation collection. Remember that, Tim?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have that.
That's animation.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that came out in the 90s, back when you were working at Best Buy.
Was it 90s? I think it was early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Was it early 2000s?
I think so. Yeah. Because
I was thinking maybe late 1990s.
No. Because I used to go to, I forgot what site it's called, superherohype.com. I would go on there, and I think comingsoon.net was their like partner website. So I would go there, and then they would always have a list of upcoming DVD releases, and I would always find like cartoon series that have never hit DVD, and like as soon as I find out it's being released, I'm like, I try to make sure to get it right away. So like Pirates of Darkwater, I have that on DVD. You know, like some of these other series that, you know, Transformers, when it was originally released on DVD, remember the silver packaging, silver shiny? Yeah.
Yep.
Like I remember when I was working at FYE, and this must have been like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I remember at FYE, those were out of print. You know, and you know, FYE had a buyback program, and so they kept track of like what was popular and what was selling and the value. And so I remember one time I someone had a Transformers one that they were going to trade in, and I remember scanning it, and they were going to get like $30, $40 store credit for that you know, just one season, or you know, one, you know, and I thought to myself, holy shit, that's a lot for a buyback program. And I figured out why we were offering so much, because it's out of print. You can't find it. So they would take that used copy and they would sell it for like almost double what they paid for it and to buy back. You know, so here it is, like $60, $70, $80, and you have those hardcore collectors that are like, sweet.
And I'll buy it. Those silver editions had a lot of problems with them too.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Bad music quality. Some of the episodes didn't have the original music. Some of the episodes had missing dialogue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, people wanted them because they were the first editions. They were the first releases.
Yeah, I ended up getting the Shout Factory version of them, the whole collection.
Oh yeah, dude, I have the Matrix of Leadership edition. You could probably see it in the background.
Yeah. That's a nice piece.
I like that one.
Goes good with the G.I. Joe footlocker.
I need to get that one, and I need to get the Ghostbusters
Oh, the
Firehouse.
the Firehouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get that one too.
Yeah. So, Randall, I asked Tim this question: who do you see could play Lady Death in live action, and who do you can see play Vampirella in live action, and who do you see playing Tail Witch of the Black Rose in live action? These are the three.
Okay, look, well, it's very hard to answer that because I won't know who the Playmate of the year that movie comes out. I don't know who that Playmate will be for me to choose to cast that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, those are some good questions. It's tough. Like, do you choose an actress that looks like the character and is okay in acting, or do you choose an actress that's very good at acting and you can kind of make look like the character? That's always the tough part. There's so many factors involved when it comes to making a film. Like, you have, what's the story like? Who's directing it? What kind of budget qualities are going to be? A lot of that also helps determine like who you cast for that film. But you're asking who I would like to see. Ah, man, Lady Death, Angela Lansbury. Yeah,
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you mean Angelina Jolie?
No. I meant Murder, She Wrote. Bed knobs and broomsticks. They can just put makeup and CGI like a lot of this counter.
Oh, jeez.
Tale as old as time, Lady Death. There you go. But no, I'm just kidding. Lady Death. I mean, gosh, who probably would have played
Betty
her?
White is Purgatory.
Yeah. the golden girls of chaos.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That sounds like there you go. That sounds like a blank cover. That sounds like a sketch.
There you go.
Should be made.
Yeah. Don't tempt me, guys.
Like, thank you for being a friend. It's like, thank you for being a fan. Right. No, I think back in the 90s, I think probably Pamela Anderson would have been good for Lady Death.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what Tim said too. So
yeah, but she can't act her way out of a paper bag. It's sad.
She can't. I mean, look at remember the TV show VIP?
Oh, good God, yes. Oh, good God, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, her best acting was Baywatch. That was probably her best acting.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember in Barbed Wire?
Yeah, I do remember Barbed Wire. Yeah. Starring one of the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starring
Carl Weathers. No.
Abin Sur. Starring
Abin Sur. Yeah.
Starring Aquaman's dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, today. I mean, what blonde actress that has that physique? I mean, honestly, one of the first people that popped in my head was Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
But she's she's not big enough. Oh, maybe Charlize Theron. Like Charlize Theron is very tall and very she definitely looks good, even for her age still.
Hey guys, let's be realistic. In today's political climate, Lady Death would not be made into a film.
Nah, yeah, we know. I was just curious anyway. In this climate now, think about it.
That's sexualizing women. How dare you? That goes completely against my feminist agenda.
What are you talking about?
Not to say anything bad about feminists. I love first and second wave feminists, but those third string feminists, woo.
Hey, sex sells. It still sells. That's why porn is still one of the biggest industries. It wouldn't do well social media wise. Yeah, people would complain, but you know what? There's always going to be complainers.
But that's always going to be hardcore fans that are going to be
look
going
at the Charlie's Angels movie that just came out, bombed, right?
Right.
And it's like, and honestly,
Did it even come out?
Huh?
Did it even come out? Did it already come out?
Yeah, they said opening day it only made $8 million, so I'm assuming Friday.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
so like with
sad.
all the promoting that they were doing for it, I mean, look, the way they were doing the promoting, like I like Kristen Stewart, you know, and
Oh, that's who that was.
Huh?
That's who that was. That's who that was. I couldn't tell it was Kristen Stewart.
What
That's
do
who
you
that
like
was?
about Kristen Stewart?
I really like her face. She has a very pretty face.
Mm.
So
I
you
think
like
she's a
watching
fair
her on
actress.
screen because she has a pretty face.
Huh?
You like her because she's got a pretty face.
I mean, I think she's a fair actress as well. I don't think her acting is super bad.
Yeah, fairly horrible.
Huh?
She's horrible. Kristen Stewart's a horrible actress.
Oh, Steve White reboot. Yep.
Reboot,
Yeah.
I mean,
reboot.
also,
Yeah.
like, I think what I'm intrigued by the series is, or the new movie is, you have the other girl that's in it, which I think she's great. She was in the Power Rangers movie. She played as Kimberly. She was in the Aladdin
Oh.
movie.
Yeah, what about her playing Vampirella?
Her playing Vampirella?
Would
Yeah,
you
I
think
could
she
see it.
could?
I could see it. I don't think she'd want to do it, but I
Right.
could see it. She
Okay.
definitely has the look. Gosh, but I don't think she'd be my choice for Vampirella.
Who would be your choice?
Let me think here. Vampirella, I would go with, you know, back in the day, Selma Hayek would probably be a good Vampirella. Let me think here. Who has that look now? And who's
I can't think of the Brenda. Maybe you can think of the girl's name, but the one from Baywatch from
oh, don't tell me Yasmin Bleeth.
No. But the one from Baywatch, the Dwayne Johnson Baywatch, the villain, the female villain.
Oh,
can't think of her name.
Chopra.
Yeah, that one. What you think?
No, I don't see her as Vampirella. Let me think here. Lots of young actresses.
Back in my era, the girl from Rocketeer.
Oh, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah,
I could see Jennifer Connelly back in the day, but she
Back
got
in the
too
day.
skinny. She got too skinny now.
She also had a breast reduction.
She did?
Yeah.
I thought that was just from losing the weight.
Mm-mm. When you look at her older films,
Yeah.
and you look at when she started to, she didn't just lose the weight; she lost size. She had a reduction. She was probably having back pain. She was probably having problems with her posture, and it was medically necessary, I believe.
Yeah. She's a great actress too.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah. Let me think here, man. There's so many women in the industry now. But the problem, though, is not many of them are rememberable. Their names aren't rememberable.
Right.
Their look and their face are rememberable, but their names are hard to, like, you know. Let me think here. Vampirella. Oh, you know what? How about, what's her name from Vampire Diaries?
Can't think of her name.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna look up her name.
The main girl, the main chick. Actually, yeah, I could see it.
She is such a beautiful girl.
Hey, how about Kristen Cruick as Vampirella?
Kristen Cruick.
She has the look, but the problem though is I think she's pretty tiny.
She is. She's a small little girl.
Yeah.
Working out could help.
Nina Dobrev.
Nina Dobrev.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nina
I could see
Dobrev.
it. I could see it.
I actually would have preferred Nina Dobrev to play a Scarlet Witch. I think she would have made a great Scarlet Witch.
But I don't think Olsen makes too bad of a Scarlet Witch either. I don't think Olsen. Yeah, I don't think she's a bad one.
No, she's not bad either. She's good.
And I would have preferred Katie Sackhoff to play Miss Marvel.
Oh, Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, personally, since all the many of the Marvel lead actors are actually older, I would have went with Charlize Theron.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She's a strong actress. Can't take that away from her.
Yeah. She kicked ass in that. What was that movie?
William got a question for you, Randall.
Yeah. What's the symbol on your hat? Oh, if you look closer, Ocean Master.
Mm.
This is one of the hats that I bought from DC Universe. It was on clearance. I got it for like, I think 11, 12 bucks. Good deal. I needed to get like a hat, like at least a black hat to match with my clothes, my work clothes. My boss at Empanada World decided that, we had an inspection. And the lady insisted, like, hey, the head needs to be covered when you're dealing with food. So it's like, okay, put on a hat. Jeff's favorite topic.
Lady Death, Vampirella, anything the 80s sex object of the comic book industry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeff, you got to your own character. Let's see here. Yeah. Deatharilla. There you go. Lady Deatharilla or something,
Yeah. William got something nice. We should get William on
talking
here.
About Randall's hat is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but no, not the Road Warrior. What's the movie called?
Which one?
The one that she was in, and it was like technically a sequel to the Mel Gibson movies.
Yeah, it's Mad Max.
Mad Max. There you go. Mad Max. Yeah. Fury Road. Yeah, I mean, Charlize Theron was so great in that.
Oh,
and, she really carries herself, and she's tall. She's got the. Remember, she played Aeon Flux. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, I could totally see her playing as Captain Marvel. I mean, she's naturally blonde hair,
right?
And she rocks the short blonde hair like it's perfect. Like it works with her. Brie Larson, no, like that short hair. Like I can hear all the Karen jokes across the world.
Butt. Freaking Peter had like people were joking around. Peter had more butt than she did.
I kept waiting for the camera to spin around to see the actual film crew looking at Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel, a la The Office.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's Captain Marvel. Really? Isn't Pam just behind her?
What you're really waiting for is she comes out and everyone's like, "Hey, it's Captain Marvel," and then it cuts to Michael Scott, and Michael Scott's like, "No."
So who did you guys want to play Captain Marvel in the first place? You said Charlize Theron. So what about Tim?
I had said Katie Sackhoff.
Okay.
Who's the one who played Starbuck?
Because like with her being on Battlestar Galactica and her being a pilot, it feels natural. It feels natural. Yeah. It's like a lateral move. Like you're playing a different character, but in some ways very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, and it just fits the role. She has that confidence.
Yep, she had that short haircut. She's tall.
Yep.
She's a woman.
Like she gets with the right trainer and working out. Like she would have fit that build.
All right, I got another question. What movies do you guys want to see from Marvel, DC, from Indies, anything? What do you guys want to see?
Moon Knight movies, everything.
Yeah. All right.
Everything.
Moon Knight. Who do you want them to cast as Moon Knight?
Me.
Temporary.
I've already got a split personality. I talk to myself every day.
Yeah. No, Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
All right.
I mean, I could see someone like James Marsden playing that role.
Oh, I got one. The one that played the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, Joaquin. I could see Joaquin doing it.
No. I mean, he almost got Doctor Strange, and the only reason he didn't do Doctor Strange was because it's a franchise film, and you'd be signing like a 3 to 6 year picture, 3 to 6 movie picture deal. Yeah, and that's the problem. Is like you sign one of those deals, and you're stuck in that contract. That's Chris Evans even said
what Joaquin Phoenix does.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Evans even said that, he hesitated before signing as Captain America. He turned it down. And then they kept coming to him. And then he was just like, I mean, he had several reasons why he said no at first, and I'm sure one of the other reasons was the commitment to it, like all the years you have to commit to it, I mean, me being as a Marvel fan and comic book fan and DC fan, it's a no-brainer. Like okay, 10 years of my life, I'll give it, no problem. Like I wouldn't hesitate. Like I get to play a superhero. You guys are gonna pay for trainers to put me in the greatest shape of my life. And I get to walk around waving at people and having all these people love me because they love the character that I play. It's a no-brainer. It's no-brainer.
Right.
But I mean, everybody has different motivations.
All right. What do you guys think of the guy that casted as Shang-Chi anyways? What do you think, Randall?
I'm not familiar with the actor that well, but at least it's important that they cast an Asian person. So
yeah, but I know him from.
He's drawn in the comic book as an Asian person, so
right.
Yeah,
but keep in mind, this is look what they did with the Fantastic Four reboot, Johnny Storm.
I know we were just talking about that, and we were saying that how the relationship between Johnny Storm and Sue Storm being brother and sister, it just took me out of the movie because my mind, just trying to make sense of it, just took me out of the movie going, something's not quite right here. Brother, sister, no, I don't believe it.
It's not even that. That's not what initially bothered me. What really bothered me was the real reason why he was cast. The reason he was cast as Johnny Storm was because the director had already worked with the actor. He liked the actor. And on top of that, he knew that the actor, his star level was climbing. It was rising. They know that he's going to be a big star. So what do you do when you have an up-and-coming big star? Get him in your movie. If you get him in your movie, chances are the movie will be a success. Clearly, it was not. But there's so many factors and reasons why that movie was bombed. It's not just the director's fault. It's definitely the studio's fault. Simon Kinberg played a role in that. He's definitely partially at fault as well. Oh, Jensen Ackles. As probably Moon Knight. Yeah, I could see him as Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I would love to see Jensen Ackles as Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah.
He could totally be like either Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch. He could be either one.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, then what about some of his villains? Who do you guys cast as his villains?
For Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Feige. I'd cast Kevin Feige as the villain.
Disney's the villain.
The
mouse. It's a little mouse. The mouse is gonna go around going, "Hey man, you gotta take that check, and you're gonna take that money, and you're gonna come back and work for me for your entire fucking career, and you're gonna like it. I'm gonna fucking ruin your career." Never mind.
No, well, first off, you have to build your villains up, right? Mickey's like the Thanos, all right? So you got to give the Loki villain first, and that would be Goofy. Goofy would come out of nowhere.
Moon Knight has what? Bushmaster. He's got Midnight.
Okay.
He's got what's that anti-Moon Knight? There's a Moon Knight that's like it's like the opposite. Is the Moon Knight of the darkness.
Actually, you know what they should do? I'll tell you what they should do. They should be using Spider-Man's villains as Moon Knight's villain. Because Marvel Disney doesn't care. They're like, as long as it doesn't matter who the villain is, so long as the story's good and the villain serves the purpose and people like Moon Knight.
Let's bring back Electro.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
This time I want the big yellow mask.
Yeah. The star. Yeah.
All right. What's another movie that you? Oh, okay.
Rom Space Knight.
No, okay.
Huh?
Rom
Space Knight.
Rom Space Knight. Well, technically, Marvel doesn't have Rom Space Knight anymore. Wasn't that through IDW now?
Oh yeah.
IDW is owned by Marvel secretly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No, I thought that was Boom. I thought Boom is owned by Disney secretly.
They own a little bit of everybody, man.
well, Boom has the properties of Arcana. So Arcana has the Jim Henson properties.
Oh.
So who owns Jim Henson properties right now?
Here's what Steve got to say for Moon Knight.
Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah, Colin Farrell would be good. He's getting up there in age though.
Yeah. I've never been a big Colin Farrell fan.
we're totally missing the perfect actor for Moon Knight. I just now thought of it. This is James McAvoy. He was in that M. Night Shyamalan movie playing how many different...
Yeah, being able to play different personalities doesn't give you the ability to play a superhero.
And he's already,
also.
already Professor X.
The only reason why he looked good the way he did in the Unbreakable series was because, you know, he just got so like shredded, but he was still tiny. He's not a big dude.
Neither is Zachary Levi, but he played Shazam.
He's 6'2". He's tall. He's a big dude.
Oh, okay. You mean big as in tall, not big as in like.
No, did you see the pics of Zachary Levi in the gym before he put the Shazam suit on?
Oh yeah, he put
bigger. On some pounds.
He's not skinny like he was in Chuck. He's definitely gotten bigger, and I think he wants to continue getting bigger because he naturally wanted to look like Shazam, but he just couldn't get big enough in time, which is why he looked the way he looked. So I mean, I'm hoping for the Shazam sequel. Speaking of Shazam sequel, Black Adam movie got announced.
Yeah, got announced. Yep.
Got the official date, December 2021.
Yeah.
If there's
Rock, right? With Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. Well, I mean, I don't know if you knew, but Dwayne Johnson was also a producer on Shazam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, the opening weekend of Shazam, I remember Dwayne Johnson going on social media congratulating the people at Shazam, like how happy the success was. And I love that he does that, man. Like he loves to encourage success. He loves to encourage the hard work that people put into a film. Like he's amazing on social media. You know, like he would be a champion for DC, big time. You know, I know he's been waiting to do this for a long time. And so marketing when Black Shazam, when Black Adam, when that gets released, man, like we're gonna see Dwayne Johnson at his best. He's gonna be on there talking about it. And you know, he really wanted to be in the Justice League movie. He wanted a fight scene with Superman. So if there's any person that can kind of like hopefully bring back the DC extended universe, Dwayne Johnson's the man to do it. You know, I hope Black Adam makes like $2 billion. I hope it's the highest grossing superhero film of all time. So that way Dwayne Johnson can just kick down the office doors at Warner Brothers and threaten all of the Warner Brothers executives and say, listen, if you candy asses don't listen to me and make this Justice League sequel, I will put the smackdown on each and every one of you. one at a time, you know? Like I would, you know what? I just want a movie now where Dwayne Johnson's just kicking the ass of Hollywood executives. That would be a great movie to watch.
I think that's called Ballers.
Yeah.
Not quite. That's sports. Oh shit, you're right, William. Same week as Avatar.
Same week as Avatar 2.
I'm sorry. Dwayne Johnson is badass, but he is not James Cameron badass. James Cameron is the king of sequels.
Avatar's okay.
I think Avatar has had its day in court. It's gone. I don't think the sequels are going to do any good.
Oh, let me tell you something. Fox, right? I remember when
Disney owns Fox.
I remember when what's his name? James Cameron. I think he asked for $1 billion in for the budget for Avatar, and Fox was just like, "You're fucking crazy." But they're like, "Okay, fine, we'll give it to you." And part of I remember hearing, and I don't know how true this is, but I remember hearing the executives at Fox says, "Fine, we'll give it to you," but like they were 100% that he was going to fail. And I think they had some kind of deal with him where like, if we do this and this movie bombs or fails, you're going to do this or you're going to do that, or you know, or you're going to pay this or pay whatever. And James Cameron didn't give a shit. He was just like, all right, just give me the money and let me make the movie. James Cameron goes and he makes Avatar the highest grossing film of all time, you know, beating the original all-time grossing film, which was his other film, Titanic. You know, no other person I can think of has been able to do that. Rundown opening fight scene was awesome. Oh, yeah. Rock. My favorite part of that movie, Rundown, is when he walks by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "Good luck." You know, like that was
monkey. Get away, monkey.
Yeah. Thunder, lightning. You know,
That was a fun film.
And Christopher Walken was a great villain. That's another reason why that film was so good. But no, James Cameron is going to. That's the only man. That is the only man in the world that will like tell people, "Fuck you," and he's. Right.
Hold on, here's my point. Avatar, when it came out, it was the height of the resurgence of 3D films.
Yes.
So 3D has 3D has disappeared. It's gone. Goodbye. Bye.
It's
yeah,
4K
that's not his
now.
fault. That's Hollywood's fault for making 3D.
That's Hollywood for you. When you watch Avatar at a second viewing without the 3D, the luster is no longer there.
I disagree. Because the special effects to me still look good, and then the action is amazing.
The storyline is nothing but Dances with Wolves.
I agree. It's a Dances with Wolves storyline, but you also have a brilliant villainous performance from Stephen Lang. Like Stephen Lang
was a military hothead.
Yeah,
he wasn't. There was no complexity about his villainy.
He didn't need complexity. He actually was so good at a villain that you kind of almost rooted for him. You almost liked him. You know?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, maybe.
He reminded me of like you know how you have a villain who's like so confident that you're just like, I like.
I mean, he was the bad guy, but he wasn't the villain of the film. The villain of the film, I would think, was what's his name? The little guy.
Giovanni Ribisi,
who I hate in every film. I've never liked a single Giovanni Ribisi film. I never even liked him in Friends. I thought he was overacting.
Oh, yeah.
He was just an idiot in Friends.
He's a little weird in Friends. You didn't like him in the movie Ted?
No, hated him.
Wow.
I don't like his acting. I don't like his style of acting. I don't like his lazy eyes. He has an emotionless face. He has a whiny voice that just like is grating to me. Just not a fan of Giovanni. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice dude. Great. Maybe he might be a great guy and everything, but I just do not appreciate his style of work on film. Yeah. It just doesn't. It's horrible.
I know. I understand.
Did you ever see him?
I always consider him like a fair, decent like character actor, like because he played a lot of supporting characters and roles.
That's the thing. A fair, decent character actor disappears so much into the character that you don't see the actor himself. Giovanni Ribisi, I always see his face, and he's not attractive. He's not ugly, but he's not attractive. He's the kind of guy that blends in with the background. He's better as an extra than he is an actor.
There's two character actors. There's the ones that stand out, and then there's the ones that blend in.
No, all character actors blend in. They disappear into their character. That's the reason why. Perfect character actor is what's his name from My Left Foot. Oh, what's his name? Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he's a leading actor, and
he's still a method actor. He's still considered a character actor.
A lot of times I consider character actors as supporting actors. That's my opinion. Because you always know the difference between the supporting actor and the lead actor. The supporting actor is almost like if it's volleyball, they're the ones that are volleying the ball up, and it's the lead actor that's coming in to spike and make the winning hit. They're both integral. They're both very important, but they both have different roles. And sometimes the character actor, the supporting actor, I think, carries the film. Because maybe the main actor falls flat or falls short. It depends on the writing. It depends on the directing. And that's from my point of view. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. Now, I mean, he is such a good actor that he could play a supporting role, and that gives him the opportunity to be more of a character actor, in my opinion. But I've never seen a lead actor as a character actor unless it's maybe a comedy.
Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't always a lead actor.
No, I agree. Yeah, I know.
No actors are always lead actors. You don't come out the door as a lead actor. You start off as a character. The way he decided to obtain his characters and to really create his characters was through method creating and disappearing physically into his character.
You mentioned My Left Foot.
Gaining weight, shaving his head, disappearing behind makeup, being called Abe Lincoln on set all day long because that's who I am. I'm Abe Lincoln. Call me Abe Lincoln. I'm not going to respond to who's Daniel. Who? I don't know who Daniel is. Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is a character actor.
I know what you mean.
And he's a lead.
They call them good actors, great actors. Like Christian Bale. Yeah, definitely Daniel Day-Lewis. Those two guys, they're in a league of their own. They're like the top-notch actors. My favorite Daniel Day-Lewis film will always be Gangs of New York.
Sure. Yeah, he played the butcher. Nice. Yeah.
And that movie, he might not even be the lead actor in that movie.
No, he's not. Leo's the lead actor.
Yeah, technically Leo's the lead actor, but both of them have like almost equal screen time, I think.
But Daniel Day-Lewis has disappeared into the character.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He became the butcher. I did not see Last of the Mohicans character in the butcher at all.
Right.
I mean, that's to me is what, as a character actor, somebody who disappears into the character to the point that you don't recognize the actor anymore. You totally buy into who that character is.
Sure. I wish he would have got General Zod. I heard at one point Daniel Day-Lewis was in talks and close to getting General Zod. He would have been so fucking good. He would have been like, son of Jor-El, kneel before me, and I would be like, yes.
Okay.
Do you know what made Terrence Stamp? Do you know what made Terrence Stamp such an intimidating General Zod?
No.
Beard?
No, the fact that he didn't speak when he needed to speak. He spoke only when it was necessary.
Oh, yeah.
He was silent. He'd look at you and just kind of like,
I'll kill you now.
And then he'd ask a question if it's necessary, or he will make a statement if it's necessary. That's what made that kneel before Zod so potent, because before that, he said very little. He would let his minions, Ursula would go off and ask, oh, what do you wear these badges? He just wouldn't talk much.
Well, I mean, in the very beginning, when you first see him, he did talk quite a bit. That interaction between him and Jor-El. He was making a deal with Jor-El. He was like straight up saying like, join us. You'll be second in command. Your voice will be, the most important, second to my own.
Sure.
And then when Jor-El was just brushed him off, that's when he got pissed, and he was like, "You will pay, Jor-El. One day and then your son or your heirs.
Your heirs, yeah."
Yeah, I mean that was his motivation. That was his
motivation. He was a military general.
Oh yeah.
He was in command of a strong military force, and then he basically betrayed his people.
You know who spoke less than General Zod, though, right?
Oh, of course. He didn't speak at all. He's a sweet gentleman. He was a sweet gentleman. Is he still alive?
Still alive.
He's still alive, yeah.
Yeah,
I met him. He was in a wheelchair when I met him.
Yeah, he's still in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he was a very sweet guy.
Jeff East, when I was at the Metropolis, Illinois, they pulled up to the building, and Jeff East was actually pushing
Jack O'Halloran.
Huh?
Jack O'Halloran.
Jack O'Halloran, yeah. And he was pushing Jack O'Halloran on the wheelchair, pushing him into the building. Jeff East, not somebody else that was doing it. Like it was Jeff East seems like a really nice guy. Like,
sure.
I saw him as like I've never met Jeff before, but I was like, "Hey, Jeff," and he looked at me. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Put his hand out, shook my hand. He's like, "Good to see you. Good to see you." So I was just like, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll get off now.
Time is it? It's 11:40.
11:40.
We've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's make it to 3. No, let's make it to 3 hours. Damn it!
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's do it.
We can do it.
We can make it to 3 hours. Is there anybody watching still, or did everybody go to bed?
No, everybody's still watching. They're still watching. They're still watching.
There you go. See, we're not boring yet.
Yeah.
Let's start taking our clothes off.
Hey, Robert. Hey, Robert.
I started like unbuckling.
It's the comic book G-Spot. Galvin is in the house.
Yeah, what's up, man? I sent you an invite if you want to hop in.
How about a nice Hellboy figure? Who here would like a nice Mezco Hellboy figure? This is the variant with the open mouth and the cigar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yeah. Comes with a handset, and it comes with his big old gun of doom there. Yep. So you've got the Hellboy figure, and just so you know, this was my favorite character, Cronin. And this is the Nazi version. This is the version that got pulled from the. This one got pulled from the shelves. This one actually has the swastika on his jacket.
Nice.
Yeah, this one got a little bit of bad press, you see. This is from the 1.5 series. Nice. Yes. He's very good. Yeah, he's very quiet too. I like my villains either quiet or boisterous. Quiet is more intimidating, and boisterous when they're up, and they'll talk right over you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Here's a little bit of
the great legends in the
Let me see if you can.
Yeah.
Let me see if you can name this character. Who here can name this character?
Ariel.
Who is this?
The great legends in the
This was from Warner Brothers. This is a Warner Brothers product. This is Ariel. Anybody know what this cartoon this is from?
I'm gonna guess Thundar.
Thundar the Barbarian. There you go.
I managed to see like the ARR, and I was like, I'm gonna take.
Yeah. Thundar the Barbarian, and of course you can't have Ariel without Ukla.
Nice.
Gotta have Ukla. Thundar's around here somewhere. I think he's on vacation. Thundar actually gets to go on vacation. He's got to work on that barbarian tan. So I let him go out for a while, and he'll get a little bit of sun, gets a little color, then comes back in. And Ariel just loves it when he's all greased up and looking fantastic. Makes Uka a little jealous.
Oh, they're all hanging out with your man thing.
That's right.
That's a reference to our first episode.
You know, Uka is the original Chewbacca.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. He was basically Chewbacca. That's basically who Ukla was.
Ah.
He was Ukla the monk, I believe they called him. Yep, Ukla the monk. And he was very good with technical stuff, just like Chewbacca was. You know, I bet you he was a good pilot. Yeah. And I bet you even ate porgs. Bring back memories. Wish they made old cartoons like those. Yeah, you're damn right.
Yep.
One of my favorite cartoons when I was growing up was Herculoids.
Yeah, Herculoids.
Those were badass. That was the first time that you had a group of they were like cavemen, barbarians, but they were all smart, and they all had these animals that would do their bidding, and they were just all so super cool. And then
wasn't it like the same animation style, almost like the Johnny Quest, I think?
Yes, Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hanna-Barbera was all licensed out to the same animation studio.
Yeah.
And they did so many wonderful cartoons. Was there a lot of repeat animation? Yeah, a lot of repeat animation.
I have a feeling a lot of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons are probably going to be on HBO Max when that launches.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's going to be so many services, man. It's not going to be fun. We should just have one.
You can go on Warner Brothers Direct and buy the DVDs for like Herculoids and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But my thing is, we should have one thing to have all these things in one, not just.
I have a theory. I have a theory, very similar to the cable box. I mean, technically, you can already do it now, but I think there's going to be a third-party company that's going to come around, going to make a deal with all of the streaming services, and what they're going to do is they'll probably sell like their own box, and like it would be like a cable box, and basically you get access to all the streaming services for one price, like a cable service. I have a feeling down the road that's going to happen. It probably won't be for like another 3 to 5 years. I mean, Disney's already doing that bundle deal with Hulu, you know. So all you need now is a third-party company to make deals with all of the streaming services, and you know, sell a box and say, hey, buy this cable box, buy this streaming box, and you can get access to all of these streaming services.
That's not a bad idea.
And I mean, hopefully, what I hope it does is it's going to change cable television, because cable television has not really adapted. The closest they got to adapting was creating on demand, you know, like having shows available to watch on demand. But the problem now, though, is that the on-demand episodes are only on there for a certain period of time, and if you don't hurry up and watch it within a certain period of time, then you fall behind on your TV shows, you know. So I think they need to do something about that. They need to change it. Even like I love the CW streaming app. I love what they're trying to do. They're creating their own content. Not a lot, but they are creating their own content. And the cool thing I like is that, you know, very similar to on demand, you go onto their streaming service, and you can catch up on like the last several episodes that you missed. A lot of those channels, they all have their own service like that. Like Fox has their own service like that. I was able to catch up on I think the Orville. I was able to catch up on Orville using the Fox on demand. Their channel, whatever that service. What is it? Comedy Central. Comedy Central has I love watching the David Spade show, the Lights Out. And so once I got access to that channel, they were like, you know, oh, who's your cable provider? Blah 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 blah. Type all that information in. I had access to all of those episodes. But I missed a bunch of episodes, so I'm going back and kind of watching from the beginning all the David Spade episodes. I have Netflix, Hulu, WWE Network, Amazon Prime, and my AT&T gives me HBO free because I bundle. Sweet.
Nice.
Primal is by Samurai Jack creator. No dialogue, just an early caveman surviving. Has an old. Oh yeah, I've heard good things about Primal. For the Great Legend show, I also have Netflix, but I'm canceling it. It ends at the end of the month. I currently have Hulu. WWE Network I would love to get, but I also know that I don't have enough time to like watch enough shows. The only reason I would probably get WWE Network is just so I can go back and watch everything that The Rock did, because The Rock was amazing on the mic, and probably some Macho Man and Hulk Hogan stuff. Amazon Prime, I had that. I got the free trial and I watched all of The Boys, which I'm excited for the second season. And HBO, my mom pays for HBO, so I get HBO.
All you got to do is go on YouTube, and you can watch some of the great matches and some of the great dialogue and interviews that they do, and you'll get your Macho Man Randy Savage right out of your system.
Oh my God, I forgot. Did you watch the South Park? Did you see any of the?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm waiting to see if I can get a hold of it.
Oh man, I saw like all the clips. Someone bundled all the clips from that episode into a video, and I watched it. And man, like they still got it. They're still hilarious.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they touch up on the subject matter, and they point out what they think is wrong with it, and they do it in a clever, hilarious way. And I mean, obviously, there's gonna be people offended by it because it's South Park, and people have no choice but to be offended. But
that's what comedy is all about. Comedy is supposed to offend a particular person or group of people. Get over it.
Oh yeah. I mean, comedy does so many things. Comedy can touch. I think that's the great thing about comedy. It can touch any subject. You know, it could be political. It could be, you know, racial. It could be anything. It could be anything. Anything that's a hot topic. Anything that people are afraid to talk about.
Do you know what could be a great Disney show?
What?
Here's my new great Disney show, because it's a Marvel character, and they can put their Hannah Montana Disney touches on it. You can have a rock star who is also a mutant, and she can go out there in concert and solve crimes at the same time, damn it. Because you can have Dazzler as a regular half-hour TV show of a young girl who sings during the nighttime, and during the day she's a crime fighter.
I'd probably get Miley Cyrus to play her, and I would hate Dazzler.
Fuck no. She'd have to be a perfect unknown.
Perfect unknown. Okay.
Since this is a comic book show to begin with, I thought we should see a couple of comics as we wind down the last hour.
Yeah.
As you guys know, I love collecting some 9.6s. 9.6s are near mint, guys. It's like a 9.8. Yeah, okay, it's not super perfect. There might be one or two tiny little inconspicuous flaws.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about buying books by CGC, if I can buy a book for $35 on eBay, which is the book and the already graded book, I got this book for $35.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a Dazzler #1, 9.6. And what I loved about this cover was that not only is it a Bob Larkin cover, I've got some horrible glare, but not only is it a Bob Larkin cover, but this cover's hard to find that's perfectly square. Usually the cut of this book is horrible. And as you can see here, you get the entire Bob Larkin autograph in there, which usually is cut in half. Bob Larkin is one of my favorite all-time artists. Every time I see Bob putting something on eBay, I try to buy from him because I want to support him and his family, because just like Bill Mantlo, he's going through some tough times. Bob Larkin is just the man, and he used to do some great covers. For those of you who like Dr. Doc Savage, he used to do some badass Doc Savage covers back in the day.
Yeah.
But this here is a Dazzler #1, and a little bit of comic information. You know, back in the day, comics used to be available on the spinner racks at Eckerd Drugs and drugstores across America. And then these things called comic book shops came along, which brought on the direct market, which means comic book shops directly to comic book stores, the creation of Diamond and Capital Comics. This is your first direct comic ever sold. It's listed right there in the CGC attributes. I remember when this book came out.
Do you know the origin of Steve Geppi?
Steve Geppi was from Florida, if I remember correctly.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I remember he was
how he started Diamond. Do you know the origin?
Well, he used to own a comic book shop, and then he used to order comics for the other local comic shops in the area, and they used to come to him to pick it up.
Yep.
And then I'm pretty sure that comic shop was somewhere here in Florida when he used to do it, because there used to be a Diamond right here in Tampa.
Yeah. No, it was New York. I remember he said it was in New York, and like
Was
there
it in
were
New
other
York?
shops that weren't able to order as many books as he was, so they ordered from him. So he technically started off as like a small distributor selling to other stores.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give Steve Geppi any time. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Okay.
Steve Geppi's not a nice dude.
Oh, okay.
So let's go on to the next 9.6 that I got. This is another. I got this book for $24.99, guys. It's a silly book. It's Man Thing Volume 2. It's a 9.6. Beautiful Bob Wyatt cover. Everything Man Thing is starting to go up, and it's like Randall said, Randall likes to handle my Man Thing. He definitely does. As do I. I try to play with my Man Thing every night. But this is a beautiful,
it's so
cover.
easy because it's so small.
It's a Michael Fleischer story with good old Jim Mooney and Bob Wyatt artwork. And this is the retelling of the origin of Man Thing. For $25, guys, you can't even get the CGC plastic for $25 these days.
Nope.
You know why it's a little bit cheap? Because it's got a little Newton ring right here in the facial area. But you know what? I'm creating a way to get rid of those Newton rings, because I'm going to use some of my science background to see if I can't shrink that inner well a little bit with either a little bit of cold or a little bit of heat. You're not going to notice. And I won't mind experimenting on a book like this. I paid only $25 for it, but still. And the third book that was under $30. This one was actually 27. And the only reason why I got it was because I used to love big, goofy, lizard-like characters. This is an Uncanny X-Men number 156 with a beautiful Starjammers cover. Fantastic Dave Cockrum artwork. Also, Bob Wyatt worked on this cover as well. Chris Claremont's story on the interior. This was the Brood storyline. One of my favorite storylines in Uncanny X-Men was when they went up against the Brood the first time.
Yeah.
I remember that one issue where Wolverine had a Brood hybrid in his belly, and it was growing. It was going to take his body over, and he used not only his healing factor but his sheer strength of will to overpower the Brood symbiote inside his body, and he was victorious. And I love that story because it was really and truly Wolverine's first solo story when you really think about it, because I think that came out before Wolverine number 1, the miniseries, and it was a fantastic story in Uncanny X-Men. And I want to say it was like 158 or 59 or 160. Beautiful story. You remember that one, Randall?
No, I've never read it.
Never read it?
No. There's a lot of old Marvel stuff I haven't had a chance to read.
He's a DC guy. Don't forget, he reads more DC than he reads Marvel.
And since, let me see, hold on. I got something else for Randall.
Oh, great.
Since he wasn't here earlier, I was supposed to go up north with Randall. I was supposed to go up north with Randall to Metropolis, and I had to bail because of money issues and work issues. But I never got a chance to get Brandon Ruth his autograph. But like I was showing you guys earlier, there you go, guys. There is Pop Centuries 2019 inclusion. Brandon Ruth, not in Superman costume, unfortunately, but there he is.
Yeah.
Official autograph.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think I paid $8 for it.
I need to find my copy. I had I may be the only one that has this in existence.
Ooh.
But I have an electrical blue
123.
Superman signed by Brandon Routh.
Nice.
And he looked at it like he had never seen it before. He was just like looking at it, and he was just like holding it like, you know? So in my mind, I'm like, I have to be the only one. I have to be. You know? And, I hope down the road, that's another idea that I got is, and it's the glow in the dark cover, the nice, dark blue. So when he signed it in silver, like it pops, looks good. My goal is to get every person who has played Superman to sign each one of those issues.
Sure,
not
sure.
the same issue, but like have each individual issue of their own signed. That way I can line up all the electrical blue Superman covers with each of their signatures and be like, boom. No one's got this but me.
I'm not sure if it's because I haven't showered today, but I'm getting that Michael J. Fox comb over.
He has a comb over?
Huh?
No, you got like the Mark Singer hair.
When he's like, Doc, are you telling me I'm going to go back into the past?
I don't see it.
I see it. I did.
I'm telling you, you got like the hairstyle. You got the Mark Singer returning to do another episode of V 20 years later hairstyle going.
Mark Singer's got the lazy eye.
Yeah, the Beastmaster, which I have that on DVD.
The new Beastmaster is on DVD now. The one that came out in the early 2000s. It's at Walmart.
TV
you can get the whole. Yeah, the TV series. It's like $30.
Randall don't like Walmart, so you'd never see him walk into a Walmart.
If I walk into Walmart, it's because I had a buddy of mine that's like, hey, I want to go in here and grab something. And I'm like, okay, you son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Waltons steal something from your family?
Well, I worked for Sam's Club, and Sam's Club treated me like shit.
Oh,
Okay.
They
Yeah.
definitely stole time and money from me. I had accumulated 180 sick hours. And when they fired me, they said, "Oh, we're not paying you your sick hours because you were fired. Had you have quit, we would have paid out your 180 hours that you accumulated."
wow.
So, and I was like, "Wow, okay." And they fired me over something stupid. They fired me for not taking a lunch, and then they had the balls to tell me, "Hey, by the way, you're rehirable after 90 days, so you can come back here and do the same job you were doing, but do it for less money. How's that sound?" You know? And I was just like, in my mind, I was like, this company and the people that work for it, they can burn in hell.
Sounds like they wanted to go in dry.
Yeah. They sound like a bunch of scumbags, like one particular one I can think of.
We're at 3. No, we're not talking about that. We're good. We're at 3 hours, guys. I'm gonna say this is a extreme nerd table. We're all done. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. For everybody for tuning in. It's your boy Jeff, aka the Cantonese Comic Kid, aka the Cantonese Comic King, signing out, guys. See you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.
In the broadcast.